support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program.
Easy Radio, Disruption Networks. Easy Radio, Disruption Networks.
Hola. So loud. I'm so deaf. What's up, everybody? EC Radio. We here. We in the D. We on the D. We in the D. We around the D. We're surrounded by D's, actually. Indeed. I gotta take a sip of yerba mate before we get into it. Nectar of the gods, baby. I love that stuff. Broadcasting from the wonderful, snowy, and cold, beautiful city of Utica, New York. It's EC Radio. What's up, everybody? I am Z. I am here. It is the Hump Day Hoedown, and I have the distinct privilege of introducing my tag team partner, my hombre, my backbone, my mans in them, my dude, Chicken.
What's up?
What up, dude?
You know,
How
it's
you
not
doing?
that cold today, actually.
Huh?
It warmed up all the way to 35 today.
Only in
sunny. And we got this sun shit going on right now.
Only in upstate New York do we celebrate 30 degrees of weather.
But you figure that's 60 degrees warmer than what it was a couple
Right.
days ago.
But there's no such thing as climate change.
Well, yeah, right? And tomorrow will be like, I guess tomorrow's supposed to get up to 45.
Yes, and then on Friday, is it? Friday's supposed to get up to 50. It's supposed to rain and wash all the snow out, and then we're supposed to get more rain on Sunday.
You realize
or
it's-
more snow on Sunday.
It's almost an 80-degree difference from over the weekend.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Insane. And it goes up, it goes down. It's the roller coaster of weather that Mother Nature throws us here in upstate New York.
At least it gets a thaw out a little bit, you know?
Yeah, we need a thaw out before we get hit again. That's what happens around here. And then we'll probably be under snow until about June.
Well, who
That's the
knows?
way
Hopefully we don't. Like
that's the way
past,
of looking at
besides
it.
the past 2 years,
Yeah.
we were out of the snow until in like March, April.
Right. If you remember the Stella storm that we have last year, where we get like 4 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Was that my phone?
Yeah, I think it was.
That's all right. Whatever. My phone's been glowing off all day today, bro. All day.
Bitcoin stuff? Crypto?
No. Say, let's change this up with the Bitcoin thing because
Sorry.
I really don't even have Bitcoin. I love Litecoin.
I don't.
No, you don't. Yeah, you got in at the wrong time, pal. But we'll work on that, pal.
I gotta learn how to.
It's gonna happen.
I gotta sit down and actually learn how to diversify. My brain has been going nonstop on so many other things.
No doubt.
That I can't just sit down and do it.
Right.
So
Frank too. Our landlord's in the house with us too. Frank, thanks for putting up with us. Yeah, he's struggling to get some right now. It's going through bank accounts and stuff. But yeah, Bitcoin. Anyways, Chicken, I was praising you today, actually, Chicken.
Really?
Yes, I was running my errands, and I was like, Chicken's like the most loyalist person you can possibly ever have in your corner. Like you, and the other thing is too, because I know I'm hot-headed. I know I can fly off the handle sometimes. I know I have an ego, but I think of it as confidence in myself. But anyways, you always bring me back down. You do.
I'm the anchor.
You really are, bro. You really are. You actually put it in perspective for me. You've done that for a while and for many, many years. I want to thank you for that,
no
bringing me
problem,
back down to earth sometimes. I know I fly off the handle. I know my faults. I definitely know my faults. I know I could be an asshole. I know I could fly off the handle. I know I'm a hothead. I know I sometimes could be ego-driven and whatnot. But you always, my friend, bring me back down to life and calm me down and be my anchor, as you said. So I just wanted to say thank you for all you've done. And I think in the last 5 years, teaming up with you as my partner has probably been the best move I made in the last 5 years.
I appreciate that, man.
No, it's
I really
true.
do. Yeah,
it's
seriously.
true because we got great chemistry not only on the podcast, but I mean in business. You're good at your things. I'm good at my things. We kind of come together, and and sky's the limits, my friend.
It's funny you mentioned that too, because I was just explaining to our buddy Jay Stevens. I was over there talking to him, and I'm like, it's funny with Z and I, because like I'll come up with an idea. Like perfect prime example when we were working with Adeline with her spot, and we were just like back and forth different ideas, and then like I catch an idea and I'm like, hey, do this, and you're like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, what? And you're already doing what I was about to tell you. And I'm like, oh, shit, right. You know, so it's great when you can get on
I should use better choice of words, though, for you.
It's all right. I know where you're at. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's great when you can both get on that same brainwave. You know what I mean? You get that same vision. So
yeah,
it makes things a lot easier. You don't have to convince somebody to, like, see your view. And when you're already a step ahead of me, or, like, I'll come up with an idea, and, you know, you'll be like, oh, shit, and you'll be able to run with it. You know what I mean? So it works out great that way. We're, you know, like this party idea. You know, I mentioned, like, I want to do the party, and next thing you know, like, the St. Patty's Day party, you know, we're, like, talking about it, and you, boom, made a call to Chip. We got it happening. And I like that. I like being able to, you know, work off of each other, and, you know, like, I come up with an idea, and you have a way to implement it, you know? You need that.
You do.
Know? Absolutely.
We do.
100%.
It's good chemistry. We've got a great team. And not only... And I got to praise a couple other people as well. But I've been lucky that I've had some really, really loyal friends throughout the years. Mm-hmm. And another one being Mr. DJ East One. Gabe has been...
Oh, Gabe has been a beast, man.
He not only is he a beast, he's just such a great friend. And I know I can count on him. Mm-hmm. You know, and Tommy's the other one, too. I know a lot of people give Tommy shit, but Tommy's my brother. And there's a reason why not only he speaks very well and he's articulate and he's smart, dude. Mm-hmm. That's why he has a podcast, and he's very, very opinionated.
Really? He's opinionated? I never knew that.
But Tommy's an old friend, and I know Tommy, this is like his calling. This is what he should have been doing a long time ago. And Tommy should have been podcasting or being on radio years and years ago.
And, like, you know, Tommy and I, we'll go at it.
All right.
You know, we'll go at it. But it's, like, all in fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or, you know, just, you know, we know how to separate between, you know, the conversation and real life.
Right.
You know, he knows off the topic, we're all love. You know what I mean? And, like, so I think he gets that, where, you know, some people get butthurt if you have a different opinion, and they get, like, all, you know, and they keep it and they bottle it in, and they're like, oh, that guy's an asshole. And it's just like, he's not like that. I'm not like that. You're not like that. You know, like, you can, like, all right, you got a different opinion. We said our thing.
I just explode. Yeah. That's my problem.
I have to not explode because, like, when I do explode, it's bad.
Even though last week you were exploding and I was calming you down. Yeah. And they're like, wait, this is role reversal now.
I got a little amped. And that's why I usually try not to allow myself to get to that point.
But growing up the way we grew up here in Utica, and, you know, it's a tough community to grow up in here. You know, it's weather for one, and, you know, it's kind of ghetto and whatever. I mean, it's tough around here growing up. But anyways, you learn, and it's installed with you with family values on loyalty, respect, you know, shit like that. And Tommy and Gabe and Todd's another one. There's so many great people out there in this community that are just loyal, and it's good, you know. I wouldn't change it for the world, and I'm very, very lucky to be in this circle with all of you.
And it's one thing, like, when people ask me, like, why I don't like Florida. And Florida to me is a town, a whole state of transients. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? People don't grow up there.
Right.
And you meet somebody down there and you're like, you can't say, you have no background check. You can't, like, talk to somebody that knows them and that grew up with them and knows who they are. Everyone goes down there and recreates themselves. Here in Utica, you'd be like, oh, that guy's a gangster. Nah, man, I used to pee his pants back in 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, Joey, man, we used to kick the shit out of him. You know, like, he was a punk. And, like, you always got somebody to go back or just the opposite, you know, and be like, no, that dude's a really good dude. You know, like, you could trust him, you know, like, because people know them. They grew up with them. In this town, everybody grew up together. You know what I mean? So there's always a background check. There's always a something that grounds you back down. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, like, keep it real. Keeping it real, baby. Because, you know, like, everyone knows you. So if you're trying to throw out some fake, like, you're trying to be somebody else, you got about 900 motherfuckers that can tell you different. You know, like, I know you. You know? So true. So true. But, yes, I just wanted to go off and spiel that I am lucky to have you guys around. And I appreciate it. And thank you. And I appreciate all the hard work and everything that we've put into this. And yeah, absolutely. And continue success and nothing less. And that's why we're throwing a party. That's why we are throwing a party. The party, you know, is to say thank you to all the D listeners. But, you know, when I really envisioned this party was to kind of, like, say thank you to my partners. You know, thank you to everybody that helped us get this thing going. Just kind of remind us, you know, we get stuck out here doing our thing, and, like, you know, we get down on ourselves, we beat ourselves up trying to figure out something, and then, like, you get out there and you meet people and they're like, oh, we love you guys. Yeah. And that just makes you feel like, oh shit, we're we're doing this.
Right.
You know, and like kind of the party for us and kind of say thank you to everybody. You know, let's go out, have a great time. And hopefully, you know, we'll be doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 of these, you know, every year. You know, and maybe we'll get bigger and better in bands. And, you know, so it all starts with year 1.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking at year 2 and 3, man. Let's do this.
Exactly. And after looking at those numbers yesterday, I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
Pretty excited. But we will get into that. That's for another topic down the road. I do want to mention, too, you're talking about a party. We have another party that we're getting involved with, and we're going to mention this briefly, the Daniel Barden Mudfest. It's happening April 14th out at MKJ Farms. I've been booking bands left and right, and today I am pretty excited to announce I booked the Swamp Drivers today.
I'm not familiar.
You know, Terry's been on before. He's the guy that makes guitars out of frying pans, and he makes them out of used motorcycle parts.
Gotcha.
And he's made a guitar out of a plunger. And, in fact, he'll be in really, really soon. We're going to get him in here. He was just on Rachel Ray on Monday. He was just on Rachel, with his frying pan guitar. Pretty cool, though. I'm really excited that I booked the Swamp Drivers. So that all just went down today. That's actually an exclusive. Just made the announcement now. I didn't even post it on Facebook or anything like that. So I know the family, the Williams family, who do put on the Mudfest every year, is pretty excited. I know they're big fans of the Swamp Drivers.
Last year was my first time going to the Mudfest.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. You know, I have friends doing it, whatever. I was like, yeah, never fit enough to do it. And honestly, I have no interest in doing it, but I love watching people doing it because it's pretty freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the Ninja Warrior in mud.
Yeah.
And
the dirty Ninja Warrior.
You drop Tori and I off in the middle of nowhere. You're like, walk this way, and we're walking up this huge hill, and there's like another like watchtower with bands playing and out in the middle of like nowhere. And then just go like different spots, and there's just people everywhere, and it's just really cool, man. I'm like, I have no problem just going and watching.
Right.
You know, it's a great time.
It's like kind of like a festival. Well,
Yeah.
It is a festival. It definitely is. It's a festival
Mudfest.
with an obstacle course, you know?
I mean, they got bands playing, they got food.
And I want to mention the bands really quick because I am in charge of booking the bands and doing all the production over at the Mudfest. Swamp Drivers are going to kick it off at 11 a.m. They're a good time. Always a good time with the Swamp Drivers. And they're down home blues, rock and roll. They're a great band. They really are. And like I said, their instruments are all made out of like garden hose, and in fact the drummer beats on like tin cans and stuff, like empty garbage bags, cans rather. And yeah, it's really cool.
You won't get much out of garbage bags. Right. Those are the Utica bags.
Tom Bosley would be rolling in his grave. Anyways, really cool band though, Swamp Drivers. Also, our boys in Simple Props are going to be playing.
Oh, nice.
Great band, man. We were talking about them.
I seen them on New Year's. They're
New
great,
Year's
man.
Eve. They're a great band, man. And I feel like they don't get enough love around here.
You know, I gotta say, like, the name threw me off for many years. I always thought they were like a wedding band type of thing, you know, like. And then they came out and they did White Wedding with Judas Priest, like medley. Dude, that shit was dope, man. I was like, man, these guys rock.
Oh, they rock.
Like,
man.
how did I never really paid attention to these guys before?
Yeah, they do.
They were
rock.
sick,
and they've been around for years, man. They used to play at the EC back in the day too.
And I probably had seen them.
They have been around for years.
I just don't remember much.
Yeah,
it was 2 for $5 Utica clubs, man. They got to me.
I will say this: Mike Sales, lead singer of Simple Props, is probably the most underrated singer in the area. Hands down.
He was good, man.
He's incredible.
He was
the guy can sing his balls off, and he's such a good dude, too. So we're going to get them in the studio,
great song
too.
selection, too.
I'm going to have all these guys in the studio prior to the Mudfest so we could get that happening, and it'll be fun here on EC Radio. Also, I got to mention our people from Grit and Grace. They've been on the show many times. Well, one time. These are one time. But Bob Lett's an old friend of mine, and Dave Brown and Jackie. So they're going to be at the Mudfest. Actually, they're closing the Mudfest out on April 14th at MKJ Farms in Deansboro. So check it out. Always a good time for a great cause. All the proceeds to benefit the Sandy Hook Promise program. And like I said, it's a good time for a good cause. Great bands, tons of obstacles. And even if you want to register or even if you want to just hang out, you pay like $5 just to park. It's cheap, but if you want to register, it's bardenmudfest.org for more information. And also, I got to mention, too, Mark Barden, father of Daniel Barden, who this whole Mudfest is named after, who was one of the kids who perished in Sandy Hook. He is a ripping guitar player. Mark can wail, and let me tell you, he has a badass band backing him up. They come up every year. One of the bands, he actually brings both of his bands up. He's in two bands. One's called Third Stone Blues Band, which is strictly blues, Hendrix and stuff like that, you know.
Nice.
And then the other band is called Alternate Universe. And they're more like they do a lot of Police and like a lot of classic rock, but they're all over the place. They'll do some Motown and unbelievable band. They're really, really good. They got a female lead singer, and she's incredible. And this bass player is just one of the nastiest bass players around. He's
Sounds
insane.
perfect for that event.
They come all the way down from Newtown, Connecticut. I'm telling you, half that town comes to Deansboro just to celebrate the Barden Mudfest. So
when you think like rock music is dead, and then you go to like these, festivals like that, and you get a guy out there, playing some old classic rock or some blues. There's nothing better, man. Everybody ends up loving it. Like that's how it was when we were at, watching Simple Props over there at the gig on New Year's. The place was jamming, man, and everybody was up there dancing, all ages, younger girls, like that. You're like, wow, how come you're not over there listening to hip hop? Just something about when you get that live rock music going and people know the music and they just get right into it. And like when you're outdoors like that and you've been cooped up all winter long, and then you're going out to the Mudfest and you see people all climbing, through the mud and all this shit, and like then you get to finally have some beers with everybody. It's just a good time.
Glad you mentioned beers. Saranac will be on hand too, and also the Celtic Harp is out there pushing food and beers and stuff like that. So big ups to our boy Tom Powers for always contributing to the Barton Mudfest. And like you said too, Chicken, it's a backyard party.
It is.
It's a backyard party with bands and just everybody's running around doing the monkey bars and swinging on ropes and
you get
jumping
to see
around
people
in
you
puddles.
haven't seen all since the summertime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone comes out of the woodwork, and there's so many people that do this.
Yeah.
And then you get a lot of people coming to watch, And so if you're not super athletic and you're not, you don't want to do that, come watch, man. It's a great party. It's a great time. Good food. I was amazed last year. I'm like, I'll come back next year and watch. And, I ain't going to do it.
You didn't run it with us, did you?
No.
No, that's right. You tried to hold the camera.
Well, yeah, because, I said it, and Todd's like, I need somebody to hold the camera. I'm
And you're like,
"All
that's
right,
me.
I guess I'll do it,
But you also were like 60 pounds heavier
Yes, I
then
was.
too, right?
I was a lot fatter.
Yeah. I think you could do it now, Chicken. You don't give yourself enough credit, pal.
We'll see where I'm at, but I doubt I'll end up doing it because, we're probably going to need coverage and work and all that stuff.
Well,
so.
we will be set up there and doing our thing.
But our boy, my boy Sil from the D-Line,
Yeah.
him and his buddy Greg, they're going to be doing it. They've been doing it the past few years. So they'll be doing it, and we'll be in correspondence with him.
Oh, cool. That's a good idea. That's a great idea, actually. I love it that people get together, they put teams together, they get dressed up in costumes. There's people wearing kilts. You got to climb the wall. I mean, it's a spectacle.
I don't know if I want to climb a wall in a kilt.
People do. A lot of them, actually. That big old.
They all see your Frankenberries.
What they call the Irish wall? I can't remember what they call the wall, but it's something else. But that course is unbelievable. And Dan Williams, the guy who came up with that course, he's a tortured sumbitch. Meaning he's sadistic and like he puts these obstacles together. Like you really, really got to either trust yourself or, be physically fit to do a lot of these obstacles. You do. It's crazy.
Yeah, and he does them all.
He does them all, and like blindfolded. And knowing him, there's probably a couple extra obstacles this year.
Oh, little
knowing how he rolls.
wrinkles in the plan.
Yeah.
Which is cool. You got to keep people on their toes.
Right. And there's a lot of people, there's repeated runners that come every year, so I'm sure they like to see a new obstacle here and there. And every year he puts up one or two more new obstacles. And so we also got to give some big ups to Jack Bushman, too, who owns MKJ. Great man, by the way. Jack Bushman is the man. He owns MKJ. He's been up there for many, many years, too. He does, like, weddings. It's more of a wedding facility, but he opens the door to the Mudfest and lets us come on and destroy his property for a couple days. And he's a good man, though.
But it's all for a good cause.
It's all for a great cause. Great cause. And he understands that. And let me tell you, big ups to MKJ, too. That's a great place to have a wedding. It's a good party up there.
I've never been to a wedding up there yet.
That blows me away, Chicken.
Well, nobody invites me to their weddings.
Oh, you're good at weddings.
Yeah, I can clean up well.
No, it's a great place, though, because it's the outdoor rustic Adirondack feel to it.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of the woods. You're in a barn, pretty much.
That's more my style, I think.
Yeah, you're in a barn and just hanging out, and it's just got that rustic feel to it, the country old feel to it. So,
see, like I could never get married in a church.
No.
I think it would light up in flames,
I hear you there, pal.
Actually, when my brother got married, he's like, he had to like sit me down. He's like, all right, we're getting married in the church. I understand you don't believe in this shit, but just, don't get in it with the priest. I'm like, I'll behave.
Right, man. Yeah, chick, imagine you get married.
No.
But I'd love to see a lot of people come out to the Barden Mudfest. April 14th, MKJ Farms, Deansboro, New York. It's out there. It definitely is. It's a good half hour from here.
Yeah.
And
About that.
yeah, but it's definitely worth the trip. And if you're coming from out of town and you think you got the testicular fortitude to run this Mudfest, come on out.
But here's
come
the thing.
hang with us.
Some of those best parties you gotta drive to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you gotta have the space to throw the party.
Right.
And and park and all that stuff. And man, I was amazed when I pulled up there. I had no idea what I was in for. And I get there, I'm like, wow, this is awesome. So yeah, I'll be going.
It's the filthy Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Just watching these people, and you're like, I give you so much credit. You balled out. You did those in the cold. Yes, last year was so cold.
Was it?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
You don't remember? It was
I don't.
frigid.
Every year, though, it's like right around April, it gets kind of.
But like 2 days before, it was like 80. And then like when we went to literally the day we were supposed to go do the trial run, it was like 80 or 90 degrees. And then like we couldn't, some scheduling conflict, so we had to like move it to another day, and it was like 30, 40 degrees and raining.
Wow.
You don't remember that? It was frigid.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, we ended up doing it kind of in the rain.
Yeah.
But we caught a window that it wasn't raining. So.
But it was cold as shit.
It was cold. Now I do recall.
The best is when you're about to hit that rope. I'm like, see, wait! And you just like drop.
I just dropped. There was no swing in that rope whatsoever. I just went, whoop, boom.
And Todd made that little video of you just keep doing it.
That's great, man. That's hilarious.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. So we've had a lot of fun this year, man.
Yeah.
We definitely had a lot of fun.
When you think back, it just seems so long ago, and you're like, man, this hasn't been a year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Good times, man.
Good times, buddy. Good times. We should try to do that run again, though, I think.
Oh, the pre-run?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to make another video.
I think
was
so.
fun. I think we need Pink Snyder for that one.
That's a good call, actually.
I think Pink Snyder needs to come in for that.
That's a great call. Maybe we can get a hold of Pink Schneider.
Mm-hmm.
Pink Schneider runs the Mudfest. Now, that's a great video right there.
Pink in the mud.
Pink Schneider, man, he's definitely quite the character. I haven't seen him in a minute. We need to get him back on the horn.
There you go.
Yeah,
he's been absent for a little while. I got to get him on the D-line, too.
Well, once we get this studio straightened out, because it's still, there's 3 camera angles going on the thing. So actually, if you're watching us on like YouTube or Twitch right now, you can see the empty studio. Yeah. You can see all that. There's not really a 2-camera. Todd, if you're listening, I need a 2-camera thing. Anyways,
it's all work in progress.
Wide open.
Right
It's all a work in progress, and it looks great in here. We all kicked ass the last couple of weeks putting this all together. And again, one more time, big up to our boy Frank for letting us do this and coming into his space and doing all this.
And to Todd.
And it's, of course, Todd's the man. We got space now that we can actually put bands in here.
Yep.
So we're gonna, have bands on
and a bar.
EC Radio and a bar. The bar's coming soon. Actually, yes. I didn't want to say anything, but I
said it all yesterday.
Oh, did I? I
told Joe he could work behind the bar.
Oh, right. The bar's awesome, man. It is super, super cool. Actually, if you go on EC Radio and you scroll through I think it's from like last year or something like that. There's a picture of the bar that were just before we put it in the storage. We were going to use that bar for UCs with Z, but that
never happened.
Heavy
as a bitch.
It's heavy. It is definitely heavy, but it's in
storage.
Concrete. Yeah, straight concrete, and it comes in pieces, and we're going to need it for come in pieces just to fit through that door. And kind of a tight space.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I think we'll get it.
I'm looking forward to getting that bar in here. We're going to do some shows on there, and we've got some really, really good ideas. So, looking forward to getting that rolling. Also, we'll have room for bands too.
Yes.
And that's the exciting part in my eyes, because then we get some of these local bands. I mean, we had some bands playing in the small space, and it worked. And big ups to the Dove Tones for squeezing in there. They really definitely squeezed in there that one time. But now we got room for them. Now we got room for like
the Fight from Rome guys.
Right. We got room for monster bands too. I mean, I'll have my drum kit in here soon once we clear this all out, and we'll have the room, man. I'm looking forward to doing our thing.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun, man. And it was funny because it this remodel was actually Frank's idea.
Yeah,
he's like,
was.
we were just.
But then when we actually did it, he was like, "Wait, you guys actually did this?" He was like, "Well, we ain't scared to work, that's for sure. We'll get it done."
It looks great, man.
It
And
does.
It's like the possibilities of what we could do with this space now is infinite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what we've been looking for. You know, this amount of room, and it's great, man, because we got room to grow, and that's what we are as a company, is just room to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna button this all up a little bit over the weekend.
And we're gonna have
try to put the finishing touches on this side. We won't be able to put the finishing touches over there just quite yet. But
and then right behind you, we're gonna have some fancy artwork going.
yeah,
Hopefully, yeah.
I can't wait for that.
We got to get her in here.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be fun. That'd be pretty cool watching that all transform and see what they come up with. And I just know already it's gonna be dope.
Right.
Like Ange, like it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that.
Me too. Me too.
I think you need a big D over your shoulder.
Yeah, a big. I am a big D chicken. I am one big D. Yeah. Angie's gonna do some nice stuff for us. I am looking forward to seeing what she comes up with. We need to actually get her in, have her look at the wall,
Yeah.
and see what kind of.
Well, that's it. We got to bring
see
her
what
in
comes to her mind.
We got to work on it. We got to bring Ange in, have her look, give her some ideas, and see what she comes up with.
Right.
I think she's gonna come up with something great. I know it.
Oh, you know she is.
Oh yeah,
You know
totally.
she is.
She doesn't do anything half-assed.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Neither do we, chicken. as you look around.
I know that toilet over there kind of sits like a little half-assed.
Oh, that's
It's already to the side.
because we got some big dudes sitting on it.
Yeah, it's easier for wiping. You already leaned over.
I think the seal actually kind of gave out.
Did
I
it?
think he might need a new seal. I don't
Jeez.
know. Is there a plumber in the house? We need a plumber. I didn't really have anything planned today. I was supposed to have guests come on, but I don't know if that's happening or not. There was like kind of lack of communication, probably on my part. I've been busy, man. See, as you can tell, my phone won't stop blowing up. It's sitting right in front of you, charging up, chicken. It will not start blowing up. So it's been that kind of day. It has been that kind of day. It'll probably be that kind of a day. We're going to sit here. We're going to talk about the anniversary party.
Yep.
Talk more about the Bar to Mud Fest. Probably play some music today. And if anybody's listening, want to pop in.
Come on in.
Tomorrow we're going to do laugh yoga. And also, chicken, and I booked this today, actually. Since we are having our anniversary party on the 27th, I decided to do a Friday show on the 26th.
Nice. Friday shows get a little crazy.
Our 1 year anniversary. And I might as well announce the guests right now. Actually, I got my boy Danny Taylor's going to come in from Albany, from the Palace Theater. He's the general manager at the Palace Theater. Probably one of my best friends. Love the kid to death. We've got great
I
chemistry.
met him at Modown.
It's
He
going to
was
be
awesome.
nothing but ball breaking. But I did book, I'm very happy to say this, Jay and Nick and Jay.
Oh,
They're
good.
going to come in. Yeah, Braids and Nick are going to come in
Nice.
and do their. They can play us some songs and stuff like that. And I might have a couple other guests pop in. Not too sure. Getting some confirmations out there, but I'm thinking
Maybe
we're
we'll get
going to
some
make it a
food
big.
or
Yeah, we're going to get a bunch of food and stuff. It's our 1 year anniversary, and we got to have a 1 year anniversary on air party,
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
right?
I agree. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. Usually those Friday parties get a little out of hand, and especially leading into our 1 year anniversary party.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, so I think
gonna
we'll
be a
do a
good
lot
time.
of drinking and some eating and some ball breaking and see what transpires on that day. So Longwood's checking in. He says, "Happy Hump Day, EC Radio. On the way home and 420 in my pipe. It's going to be a good day. Good for you, buddy. Happy 420 to you. It's 420 somewhere, right?
It's always
is that how
420 somewhere. Well, it's
is that the saying?
only 3:30, Longwood.
Yeah.
You're gonna wait all the way to 420.
It's always 420. It's always 420. Well, and then in the next couple of weeks, too, I've got a bunch of good guests coming up in the next couple of weeks. My boy Larry D will be in next week from Classified, and I've got Dave Marfone, MMA fighter.
Nice.
He's
That's
in
big.
Bellator. He's coming on really, really soon, too, next week. So that's going to be fun.
That'll be pretty cool.
Just seen him at the gym. I was like, dude, you got time or what? I was like, yeah. So, yeah, he's going to come on. So Dave's fighting professionally on Bellator. He's 1-1 right now professionally. He was on the last fight that they had a couple weeks ago. So, actually, it was a couple months ago. My bad. It was back in November he fought. And then he was taking the holidays off, and now he's getting back in the swing of things. So
We should have him do some moves on Tommy Drama.
Absolutely. Speaking of Tommy, I got Tommy Lamach coming in from the Food Restaurant Review. You know Tommy Lamach? He's an amazing musician too.
Uh,
Addie had him
Yes,
on a
yes,
couple weeks
that's where I
ago.
met him.
Yes, Adeline had him on a couple weeks ago. So he's going to be on. He's going to bring his guitar, play a couple songs, talk about the restaurant review. Tommy's a funny dude. So looking forward to chopping it up with him. And we've got a lot of guests happening. Got a lot of stuff happening here on EC Radio. So make sure you tune in. And also, like I said yesterday too, if you could, please help spread the word of EC Radio. Get the word out there. Tell your friends. Like us on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
I am not.
You aren't?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I never did it. So I never, I didn't think I really needed to be on Twitter. I don't know.
You should get Twitter to hook up to your Instagram.
Oh, yeah?
'Cause then
I
that
never
way
even
you
use
just-
Instagram.
Yeah, you do.
I literally just changed my profile picture from St. Patty's Day.
You do. You should get a Twitter, though, to connect to your Instagram. Because people know you're a public figure now, chicken.
Yeah.
I
don't know about that, but yeah, sure.
people know you.
Yeah.
You've always been a public figure.
People know
Whether
me.
you want to think it or not, you are. You've always been. People know you.
This is
You're a
just
popular guy.
The drunk, weird, fat kid. I still am. But no,
Social media is just so huge, though. As much as I can't stand it, we need it. We need it as
Yeah.
far as what we do.
it definitely helps, and it definitely helps get in contact with people that like you normally don't have their phone number, and you're like, oh, they're on my Facebook. I can go, text them, and it's great for stalking chicks. But I'm not good at that.
You're a chick stalker.
No, I don't have the attention span to stalk anybody. I'd be like, oh shit, that's right. I was gonna stalk her, huh? Yeah, no, and then I get stoned and watch TV.
Yeah, and then just pass out.
I'm just like so uninspired to like, yeah, no, I couldn't do
It
it.
doesn't mean you have to be active on it, though.
I don't know. I just never Twitter. I don't know. Never gave it a second thought.
Really,
Really.
thing. That's all good.
I mean,
Facebook's enough, right?
yeah, pretty much.
You still getting the hang of that sometimes, I feel.
I just do the bare minimum on Facebook. I haven't really delved into anything extra stuff that you do with it. So I'm learning more now since I've been here. I've been learning a lot more now about it. To me, Facebook was just something, go on there and make fun of people with,
Right.
Now I'm actually starting to see the actual business end of it,
Right.
which is a huge benefit there. I mean, it really is. I mean, I started doing it with MySpace years ago when I had my cell phone store, and I was like, you know what? Here's free. So I would,
Space.
yeah. So I would get on MySpace and do like little bulletins and about sales and talk to people, and it was a great way to actually identify with the customer. Like if they had a question, they just hit me up right on MySpace. So it was a lot of free advertisement. Instead of going out there and spending tons of money, but. Now it's way bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
I miss MySpace. I like MySpace better than Facebook.
I liked it because when you go to MySpace, it started playing music. Like you had that option to play music on
You can
your personal page. I thought that was cool.
customize your page better. You know what I mean? Like
That's it.
show like who you are and like what your personality is. And so when you go on and you like go on somebody's page, you had something to look up. You could tell who they were and what they were into. The problem is like the internet back then sucked. So all these people like
Dial up.
jazz up all their freaking pages, and it'd take like 15 minutes to load up.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now, I think all that stuff would just load right up. It would be so much quicker.
Right.
But I don't know. I just felt like Facebook was just very bland and boring. I was reluctant to join it for that reason. I like MySpace better, music and videos and shit like that. I actually have a page. I don't know. I found it a little more. I don't know, enjoyable, customizable.
Right. I agree with you there. Facebook's changed so much too, though. It's just so political now. I liked Facebook back in the day, especially when it first came out or when it first became popular, because Facebook's been out for a while. But I think I jumped into it by like 2007 or 8 or something like that. And so back then it was like catching up with old friends, getting reacquainted, seeing pictures of your friends' kids, trading music. It was cool, promote each other's shows, stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, everybody got political.
Mm-hmm.
And it got more political. It became political book.
Can we go back to showing pictures of your food?
Yeah, I would really, and I hated that. That used to drive me crazy. I was like, I really don't care what you're eating, but you know what? I'd rather see that picture of lasagna on your plate than talk about Donald Trump.
And what kills me too is like people like post like a bullshit story, and like complete bullshit, and then pass around like it's Bible, and then it gets all over the place, and now you got a whole bunch of people thinking, oh, this is what what's really going on, and it's just complete bullshit. Like there was one going around that Hillary Clinton, if she got in office, that she was gonna forbid people to have beards, and people bought into this, and people thought this was legit. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, people? Like, you actually think that's what she's gonna get, and when she gets in office, no more beards? Really? Are you fucking retarded? Like, you actually think that she gives a shit about people having beards? But people thought this was like, oh, she's taking our rights to have a beard. I'm like, just shoot yourself now.
Shoot yourself. Longwood's checking in. He's saying MySpace is the old rundown amusement park of the internet. Right about that.
It's true.
He goes, remember when the only thing that made you mad on Facebook was when your grandmother would try to send you chickens from Farmville? Raz is also saying, come on, chicken, it's 2018, not 1998 anymore. He's trying to get you caught up with the times.
Oh.
He just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to Twitter. We can use him in other avenues around here. He doesn't need to be active on social media.
Yeah, I actually stepped way back on social media. I
have too.
I've dabbled into the political talks here and there, and then I just realized all you're doing is creating more people to defend why they believe that way instead of looking at other things through a different view. Mm-hmm. They just want to and I look at it like a girl. If she's having trouble with her man, and you start dogging on her man and say, oh, he's an asshole, he's a prick, she's automatically going to go and defend her man just out of human nature. But if you're trying to get in her pants, you got to take the man side, and then she starts bashing him even more. Boom, you're golden. Right, Longwood?
I'm sure he's well-versed in that situation. Yeah, and I've said this a bunch, too, is like social media just makes every dummy have a platform now.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Well,
there's just some people that should not be on that freaking
Everyone
platform.
takes the most extreme cases of things.
Right.
Like one idiot is, crying about being called a man and we shouldn't be genderfying bullshit or whatever, and he's crying and in a safe zone. But now all of a sudden, everybody that supported, Hillary or Bernie, that's what they believe. That they need a safe zone and all this and bullshit. And, then on the other end, everyone believes that you're a Trump supporter, then you're a racist KKK member and whatever. And they just take the total extremes and they run with it.
Right.
And, this is how everybody is that believes in that. And you're like, no, dumbass. That's one fucking crazy bastard that did something nuts. Doesn't mean he represents everybody. You know what I mean? But they always try to do that. They always try to put you in a label because they get in their Facebook battles. They got to know whose side you're on. I got called a hypocrite because, I support the Second Amendment, but I also support, pro-choice. And people are like, and shit like that. And people are like, oh, so you're a liberal, but yeah, you believe in the Second Amendment. It sounds like you're a hypocrite. I'm like, why? Because I believe in what I believe in? I got to choose it's all or nothing? If I'm going to jump on this side, then I got to believe in this and this and this. Fuck that, man. I'm independent. I think for myself. You know what I mean? I believe in the things that I think are right. Not what, this party thinks I should believe or what that party thinks I should believe. No, it's what I feel is right. And to call me a hypocrite about that just shows how ignorant you really are. You know what I mean? You can't look on the other side of the fence and see what's going on.
Everybody's got blinders.
Yep.
It's a shame, though.
Yep, it really is.
You just need to communicate a little bit
Everyone
more.
just picks a side, and that's it.
That's it. Nobody can,
you
look
can't
at anybody
budge
else.
At all. Yep.
Longwood saying yes, chicken. He knows that situation. Good stuff. But, yeah, social media, though, it's it really does kind of, controls people's lives now, and it's a shame. And I've noticed the millennials, they're not even on Facebook anymore. The millennials have totally washed Facebook away. They're all on Snapchat or Instagram. But the millennials don't even deal with Facebook. They just leave it. They have Facebook accounts, but they just kind of leave it there for every now and then.
My niece, she'll do Instagram and Snapchat. She doesn't even have a Facebook account.
Right.
She has no interest in it.
No interest in Facebook. You can't blame her.
No.
Well, we, as a business, though, we need it.
Yeah.
We need it. It's our platform, and it helps.
It's
a free tool until net neutrality repeal settles in, and we'll probably have to pay for it. And when that happens, I'm saying fuck Facebook.
You know where else Facebook kind of jumped the shark too was it expanded so much that now your mom and your grandparents and aunts and uncles are all over it.
Right.
And so now you go put up that sex joke, and now you're oh shit, my mom's gonna see that. You know what I mean? Before you just bust balls and you knew nobody's gonna see it. Now you got family members or their family members.
So you got to watch what you say.
Yeah. It takes kind of the fun out of it.
Yeah. Like when I put that naked picture up of me
Yeah.
on Naked Gardening Day, that was the first thing I was like, well, you know what? I thought about my mom, but I'm like, you know what? She'll probably get a kick out of this. She'll probably laugh
Your
her
mom's
ass
cool
off.
like that, though.
She'll probably laugh her ass off. And then somebody actually chimed in and was like, what does your mother think about this? And she chimed in, and she was like, actually, I think he's absolutely hilarious. But, yeah.
It's like when I had to hear my mother telling somebody about me walking around with a in my underwear and had a shower, 2 girls naked and all this stuff, and I'm like, my mom is telling this story. This is fucked up. You know, it's like I didn't want her to hear that, and now they get her repeating the story.
Longwood's checking it again. He says, here's his political beliefs in a nutshell. If 2 gay guys want to protect their marijuana plants with an AR-15 and drive their little niece to the abortion clinic, have at it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Absolutely, man.
You know,
if it doesn't affect
we all have
me
choices,
personally,
you know? Yeah.
If it doesn't affect me and my beliefs personally, then what's it matter?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if everyone just minded their own fucking business and didn't worry about what other people believed in and just took care of their own backyards.
And do unto others.
Yep.
Right?
Handled your own business.
Handle your business. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Some of my best friends and people I love talking to the most are people with completely different points of view.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not a religious person. One of the guys I worked with is, you know, not a reborn Christian, but like Baptist or something. Can't swear, you know, never kiss his wife before they were married type of thing. And here I am, foul mouth, you know, blah, 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 talking about sex and everything else. And you would think that we would not get along at all. But, like, we had a mutual, like, respect for each other. He didn't push his religion on me. I didn't push anything on him. I always try to clean up my voice, my swearing around him, you know. And, you know, I just like to see things from a different point of view.
Yeah, of course. You know, it's important I think people really need to step out of their comfort zone to learn. You know, everybody gets so complacent in their lives and stuff like that. But sometimes, you know, do something that you would not normally do.
Talk to people you normally wouldn't talk to.
Yeah.
You know, there's a different side. Like, I always go back to that, where they said Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson were talking to each other in a den in Amsterdam.
Imagine that.
Right. Right. And you would think, like, on paper, these 2 guys would never be in the same place at the same time talking to each other. You got this.
Well, you never know with all these music festivals these days, though.
But, I mean, you had Snoop
But
Dogg,
I see what you're saying. It's
old
two opposites of
black
the spectrum.
hip hop, you know,
Right.
versus the country white boy, you know, whatever. And you're like, man, what can these guys possibly talk about? But then you think about, like, that's on the surface. I mean, these guys are big old time stoners. They were the outlaws in their time. You know,
Yeah.
You got Snoop Dogg sneaking in the music awards when he's wanted by the police, and then you got Willie Nelson, part of the outlaw gang. You know, like the old school, you know, cowboy type shit. And these guys been all around the world touring and just they're icons in their genre. And then, like, just sitting there together, now I'm thinking, man, I would love to be a fly on the wall and hear this conversation. And then just to hear the commonality and the difference between the two. You know what I mean? Where they share the same experiences and beliefs and stuff, but, you know, from a whole different kind of background. And I just think that's really, really cool. And if people actually took the time to learn that shit and to talk to people and understand where people are coming from on a different perspective, they may have never even cared for each other before that. But now I've actually watched a video with Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg doing a song, a Johnny Cash song, "Got My Medicine." You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, when you start thinking about it, you're like, man, these guys had a lot in common. And I would love to be a fly on the wall and be a part of that conversation, because, like, that to me is really awesome. When you can take 2 people from the other sides of the planet and just they can sit there and, like, have great conversation.
And the one thing that brought those 2 together?
Weed.
Exactly.
And I find weed does that a lot.
Yeah.
How many times do you find yourself in a circle of people that you're like, oh, I would never talk to these people ever? Not out of disrespect or anything. It's just not your crowd.
Right.
Right. And then you find yourself in a circle, you know, blazing up, and you're like, that guy's actually a cool motherfucker.
And that's why I think it's important that people step out of their comfort zone and learn from other cultures and learn from other people that you would not normally hang out with.
Right.
You know, try to get people's opinions on different things. And it's important to stay open-minded. It really, especially in this day and age, man, where everybody's so closed off and everybody's got walls up now and everybody's so short-tempered and whatnot. Just freaking try to learn each other, learn about each other. This is like have compassion for each other. And I think that's an important thing that we're lacking in this community, and not just in this community, but in this universe. We're lacking compassion for each other.
And respect the person, not just their beliefs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
If you get in a battle with somebody on Facebook, you get in a battle with them in real life, remember, like, that's just one topic.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a whole other person behind it. Because there's people out there that want to strangle them, for some of the shit they post on Facebook and whatever. And then, like, but I know they're cool. I know they're good people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're like, fuck it, I got to remember this dude's really legit. You know what I mean? Like, and separate the two. I think that's what a lot of people aren't doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Less complaining and more compassion, I think.
Yeah.
That's my PSA. And the other PSA I got for today, man, driving around today, and I've said this before a couple of times, I'm going to say it again, but the left lane is for passing only, people.
Oh, Maran.
Left lane is for passing.
Not
all
going
right?
the same speed as the guy next to you.
Not Sunday driving, not for just kind of sightseeing or whatever. It's for passing. If you want to sightsee, if you want to do a Sunday drive, stay in the right-hand lane, all right? Left lane, passing only, all right? I can't install this into your brains more. It just drives me crazy. Sitting behind this lady on the arterial today, just joyriding. It's like, what are you doing, lady? Move. And we're only doing like 35. It's 40 on the arterial. Like, get out of the left lane.
Bitch, get out the way.
Move, bitch, get out the way.
Driving to Syracuse all the time, like every day, constantly. And it's usually the tractor trailers. They'll like whip out in front of you and go slow. And it's like, you son of a bitch. And they're going to do it. And you're just watching, and they wait to get right up on there, and they pull out in front of you, and then they go the same speed as the people next to them, and they log jam everything up.
Every freaking time.
That's one thing I do like about Florida is they got like 7 lanes on each
right.
side.
And you can do 70.
Yeah.
70 is the speed limit.
I drive
Florida,
like a
right?
NASCAR.
70, 75 in Florida?
70, yeah.
So it means
like
you
that.
could do 90.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the people in Florida can't drive. They're
they're terrible. You'll have that same thing with 7 fucking lanes.
Right, exactly.
You're cruising along, somebody come out in the other lane and go slow, and you, why? There's 5 other lanes you could be in right now.
Right, totally. But stay out of the left lane unless you're passing. It's the fast lane, okay? I guess that's the best way to put it in your head. It is the left lane is the fast lane. So if you want to go fast, go to the left. But you pass. You just no joyriding in the left lane.
And I think police should be giving tickets out for people like camping out in the fast lane.
Valid point.
Because you're the one who causes the accidents. Because now you're going slow in that lane and you're bottlenecking, and now you're creating people that are getting antsy to get around you.
Yeah, you're creating road rage.
Right. And you're holding everything up. You get people all jammed up, and nobody can get by you. So they're going to do stupid shit like try passing you on the shoulders and shit like that. And just get the fuck out of the way. Give them a ticket. They will learn to stay in the other lane.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand you're going to take a left in 2 miles, but you can always get back over, asshole. Like, it just drives me nuts. So, yeah, good rant. But I think if we added another lane in New York, especially Central New York, they'd be like, oh, my God, how do I drive this?
Well, the one thing I can say about living in Central New York, and we're blessed that there's never any traffic. You can go from one end of town to the other end of town and take you 7 to 10 minutes, right? There's never a traffic jam. In fact, the last traffic jam I remember is when that oil tanker spilled on the arterial, and people were having a conniption about it because they were waiting in traffic forever. And I was like, what would you do if you lived in L.A. and had to deal with it every freaking day?
couldn't do
or
it.
in Vegas, or in Dallas, or in New York City.
Just in Syracuse, it drove me nuts.
Chicago, Philadelphia. Like, these are horrible traffic areas. They are. Boston? I hate driving in Boston.
Washington, D.C.?
D.C., another one.
God.
Like,
the Beltways.
we have it made when it comes to traffic. That's the one thing we do have it made. Food and traffic.
Yeah, right.
But
I know, like, you get, like, 5 minutes at the odd when they got a game, and everyone's like, oh, the traffic is terrible. I'm like, it's 5 minutes, not even.
right.
It's like, oh, you got stuck at 2 lights.
Right. There's, 3,500 people coming out of the odd, 4,000 people coming out of the odd, and that traffic's gone in minutes. It's nothing. It doesn't get congested or clogged up. And big ups to the UPD, man, for guiding all that up. And they do a good job doing that. But you're right. Coming out of the odd, that traffic jam's gone.
That's everyone's biggest worry about putting a hospital. Oh, the traffic from the odd. Really? Like, it's 5 minutes, guys.
All right, you got a highway over here and a highway over there. You could just make its own exit, right?
Exactly.
And then you don't have to worry about traffic at the odd. Boom.
Right.
problem solved. But remember when he had Keith on, though? He said he saw it being very cluttered down there, but he did see the hospital going through. But by the time that hospital goes through, we'll probably never see it, you and me.
Oh, I know, right?
Somebody was saying it won't happen for another 10 years, and I'm thinking it won't happen for another 10 years. That's when they start the construction, so it'll be another 10 years on top of that. Who knows?
Well, as long as the people who were in charge of the Irish Center aren't in charge of it, we'll be okay.
Well, in their defense, they had some struggles, some power struggles going on. They had to get rid of some people, and actually, they had a lot of drama going on, if you will, with the Irish Center. So, but that looks like it's going to be up and rolling really soon, right?
Hey, this is what, a 10-year project now?
Well, again, what they did, they got rid of the old regime, and then the new regime came in and did it.
I just don't understand why.
Why that's there? Why take out the only parking on Varick Street and put a building up for another freaking bar? I don't know.
And like an Irish Center, like really, like do we really need an Irish Center in Varick Street?
Right.
And where like if you're gonna put a building there, I would have loved to put a barbecue restaurant or Blues and Barbecue or something like that.
Chicken, it was our only parking on Varick Street. It is. So let's put an Irish Center on it. That's a great idea. Let's forget about parking. You know? We don't want you guys to park.
Let's put a parking garage down there.
Oh, don't get me going.
I just don't understand.
A parking garage would be good.
How much are you going to utilize that Irish Center? Like, for real.
Now, look at that building, and we're on the Varick Street right now. Here we go. Here we go. There's a building on Varick Street. It's right across from the old Blue and all that. It's on the corner from that little diner that used to be Rogers?
Yeah.
It's not Rogers anymore, but across the street from there is that other building that's just sitting there dilapidated. Like, how come they're not doing anything with that?
Right.
This is supposed to be the entertainment district. How come it hasn't been knocked down? Use that for parking.
Or that guy holding on to the video store.
Or the guy,
I don't understand. It's like, dude, really?
He thinks he's going to sell out and make millions off of that. But
somebody just calls codes and they could probably just get it taken away from them. But like,
if you go in the back of that TNT video, because back in the day when it was open, back in 2000, 2001.
He's got what?
He's got porn VHS in the back.
What's the movie in front, like Honey or Glitter or something?
The Incredibles.
The Incredibles. Right.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It's like the last time the place has been open.
Right, and Terminator 2.
I'm like, this place would make a great, cigarettes, beer, like a little shop.
Yeah,
like a
it
little
would.
Smoke shop.
I always thought it'd be a great taco stand.
Oh, that too.
A good little taco stand, or there's a place, and I don't know if it's there anymore, in Ithaca. It used to PD Dough, I think it's called. It's probably still there. All they do is make calzones. They got like 50 different calzones you could do in that place, and I always thought that would be a great idea here in Utica.
And then you got like the old Griff's down there.
Is that still vacant?
Yeah.
Is it?
And
which could be a great bar.
I used to love going to that bar. Like that was my start off joint. I would go down there, have some couple beer. Oh, did it?
Hey, let's take a break, actually. Let's take a break.
Okay.
And we're going to come back. We're going to talk more about the Varick Street District and shit. And there's some things they could do and change down there. And we'll probably have some more rants, too. We'll probably play some music, too. So you hang. Thanks for listening to EC Radio.
Never you mind what I'm making. You should spend some time taking a personal inventory of what you're doing for the betterment of society.
You're listening to EC Radio on the Disruption Network.
EC Radio. Disruption Networks.
You know what the hell you're listening to?
It's EC Radio.
I can't forget the cold. Oh, yes, I know. No one left alone. The water slowly flows. You live your life, all you know, nothing short of loneliness, and you're searching for something more that can never end. You can't be so sure of what you're longing for. 'Cause I can't forget the cold and loneliness I know. No one left alone. The water slowly flows. Between wrong and what's right, searching for something more that can make it right. You can't be so sure of what you're longing for. 'Cause I can't forget the cold. Oh, yes, I know. No one left alone. The water slowly flows. I'm digging through to make can't forget the cold. Oh, yes, I know. There's no one left alone. The water slowly flows. Medicated. Oh, man. I'm digging through to make no sense.
You're listening to EC Radio on the Disruption Network.
Illusion, affection made me
hell you're listening to?
It's EC Radio.
I'm not stable, or maybe next time I will be able. So please excuse my behavior. And now I ask, is God still your savior? Of redemption, I'll bury mine in the grave of deception. Long live and generations prosper. Blindedly we accepted the offer. Look how this industry's stealing. All these families and their lives are depleting. Oh, preacher man, here's my confession. I ask you now, God, what was my question? Your savior, bow down to the government rich man. He'll say that your money's was spent. Say this to the judge and the lawyers, and now I ask, is it over I'm not stable, or maybe next time I will be able. So please excuse my behavior. And now I ask, is God still your savior? Bow down to the government rich man. He'll say that your money's was spent. Say this to the judge and the lawyers. And now I ask, is it over yet? Say I'm not stable, or maybe next time I will be able. So please excuse my behavior. And now I ask, where is your savior?
EC Radio. You're listening to EC Radio on the Disruption Network.
Big ups to our boys from Falling From One. They got new music out there. The official music video for the song called Left Behind. Check it out on YouTube. Falling From One, a great kick-ass local band. We actually played a bunch of local kick-ass rock and roll for you in the middle of that whole break. Played some Nine Ball, played some Autumn Fire, played some Enemy Down, and also Falling From One. So wanted to throw some love and respect out to the locals that are out there working their butts off, getting their music out there. So it's big ups to the local music scene.
Tougher now than ever in this area.
Yeah. Borges is checking in. He says, fuck yeah, crank that shit up. Sman at you, boy. Thank you, Tommy, for checking in and listening. Much love and respect out to all the listeners. And you, too. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Chicken. I should switch the video thing.
I wasn't sure if I was still getting
I'm
the delay
glad
or
you're
not.
monitoring it. That, it's just, sometimes I'm a dummy. So much Love and respect out to all our listeners. 315-505-8433. That's 315-505
The D.
That is the text line you can hit us up at. Let us know you're out there. Say hello. Greetings and salutations. Let us know what you're doing for the weekend. I want to know what everybody's doing this weekend. See what plans people have in store. Getting naked? Are we partying? Are we
Probably
going
sitting
on
at
a
home,
trip?
staying warm.
Sitting at home, staying warm, whatever. Watching the NFL playoffs or
Yep.
whatever. Let us know what you're doing this weekend. How about this, chicken? The lineup for Bonnaroo has been announced today.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, I'm not interested.
Well, here's my Bonnaroo rant I'm about to go on. First of all, let me lower this because I get a little echo. Okay. First of all, these corporate festivals have totally knocked out the mom and pop festivals, which is a shame because there was some great mom and pop festivals out there back in the day, Gathering of the Vibes, and the list goes on and on and on. But anyways, Bonnaroo back in the day when it first got its start, I want to say it's 2002, it was strictly a jam band festival. The concept was great. It really was. The concept was you put all the top jam bands who never play with each other ever on one bill, and we just have this big hippie festival, right? And as the years gone out, they actually stayed away. And I have to give some love and respect out to the jam band community because that is a very supportive community when it comes to their music. They love their music. They show up in droves every freaking time, every show. So they put together this festival, and it had all the top names in the jam band community on this thing. In fact, if you ask some of the Mo fans what the best Mo show is of all time, they're probably going to tell you 2002 Bonnaroo when they played the late night set for 6 straight hours and then handed it off in the middle of their set to Humphreys McGee, let them play in the middle of their set, and then they came back on, did the band switch like they do.
So they did like 3 songs each?
Yeah, for 6 hours, right. But that is like one of the famous. All the morons will tell you that. That is like the famous. So that's what Bonnaroo used to be. It used to be this big jam band festival. All of a sudden, I want to say around 2004, maybe around 2005, 2006, it started to get a little more corporate. They started to put a little more corporate. They started to get a little more commercial.
Well, because then they start generating money. So now
they start generating a lot of
Yep.
money because the place that they have it on is just pretty much their land, their property now. It's crazy. But the lineup has been announced today. I'm going to go through the lineup a little bit for you. The main act, there's 3 main acts. Well, there's more than 3 because they really do stack the lineup. I will say this. As far as a commercial festival goes, they do stack this lineup pretty well. And they do sprinkle in some jam bands here and there, kind of going back to the roots. But the lineup for 2018 in Bonnaroo, which is happening in June, what's it, like June 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, I think it is. I don't see the date in front of me. But anyways, Eminem, he's headlining.
Okay.
I'd go check it out.
I've seen him.
I'm not paying $300 for a ticket.
I've seen him. He wasn't great in concert, but
Have you seen him?
it was when he first started, when Hi, My Name Is came out.
Oh, yeah?
I seen him at the House of Blues, and he just kind of sang over his own shit.
I hate that.
Yeah, it was
That
kinda
drives me
bad.
crazy. I hate that. Eminem, a band that I would really like to see, actually, they are on my bucket list, The Killers. I would really, really love to see The Killers. I hear they put on a great show.
Yeah.
They're playing. Muse is playing. I never really got into Muse at all. Future, mumble rap, Bass Nectar. You got to be on drugs to listen to it. Sturgill Simpson. Is that like a country guy, right?
I have no idea.
I think he is. Bon Iver, which would be kind of cool. Paramore, popular. Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow.
She sounds like the best one so far.
I thought she was done, actually.
I did too,
I
but
thought she was done. Revolution. Amigo loves that band. They're very white boy reggae-ish. The Revivalist, a great band, actually. That's something I would like to check out, too. Nile Rodgers and Chick. Freak out. No. Chromeo, I guess it's good for all the kids. Sound Tribe Sector 9, very popular amongst the hippies. Alice in Wonderland. Have you ever heard Alice in Wonderland? Alice in Wonderland.
no.
It's spelled like Allison, like the girl's name.
What was it?
Wonderland.
Alice in Underland? Remember, what was it?
Malice in
Malice,
Wonderland.
yes, yes.
That was a metal band from back in the day. Moon Taxi? Ever heard of Moon Taxi?
No.
I bet you a lot of these guys are just, they get up there and they play on their iPad and they think they're creating music. Anyways, Carnage. Isn't that a metal band? Sometimes they sprinkle in metal bands here and there.
You know what, though? Like, Carnage, it sounds like a metal band. But I kind of, maybe because I'm confusing with Carnivore. But I don't know. I've never heard of Carnage. It's got to be a metal band.
If they're not a metal band, they got to change their name.
Yeah, right?
Brockhampton. You know Brockhampton?
No.
No. Old Crow Medicine Show for the bluegrass lovers out there. Playboy Cartati. I don't know who that is. I know he sounds like a guy that plays on his iPad. The Glitch Mob. They're supposed to be fun. Ragtime Bone Man. Never heard of them. Broken Social Scene. No?
Nada.
The Grand Ole Opry? I don't know. First Aid Kit. There's a band out there called First Aid Kit.
Jesus.
Jungle Tash Sullivan. I don't know. T-Pain's there. Yeah, whatever. Manchester Orchestra. Brothers Osborne. There's not a lot of Trombone Shorty. I think he's there every year because they do this whole New Orleans style. The people who put on Bonnaroo are tied into the whole New Orleans scene.
Okay.
So they always have like some sort of marching parade that goes on and a lot of New Orleans style jazz things that happen in marching bands and whatnot. What else do we got here? Daniel Caesar, never heard of him. Slander, nah. St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Where do they come up with these freaking names?
I have no idea, man.
Something must have happened for them to come up with that name. Like St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Anyways. Mavis Staples, she's a legend. Hippie Sabotage, that better be a metal band. Big Wild, I don't know. A lot of these bands I've really, really never heard of. And, like, I hope Bonnaroo came down in price because their lineup really isn't that stellar.
I thought Beyonce was playing.
No, I don't see Beyonce on this list.
I thought she was on Bonnaroo.
But I think that down the road they probably make more of an announcement of who else is coming.
I thought they just
you think about it 6 months out. So I think they make.
It was all over Facebook a little while ago that Beyonce and Eminem were on Bonnaroo.
Maybe that's round.
Because I thought it was really weird that Beyonce would play Bonnaroo.
Maybe that's round 2 of announcements because they usually kind of space it out. Maybe they'll do like 3 rounds of announcements of who's playing. You got to remember, Bonnaroo is absolutely huge. I mean, you're talking 100,000 people that goes to these things.
100,000 people go see that shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. If I had a free ticket, maybe.
Yeah, right.
I'm not paying to go see that.
I think we need to bring the D there.
Yeah, we can find better festivals than that.
Well, if they said come on down and broadcast live, I'd be there in a second. You kidding me?
Shit, yeah, fine.
Be there in a second, no matter how much we're making fun of them right now.
I mean, I don't know.
Snake Hips. You ever hear of Snake Hips?
No.
Where do they come up with these names? I'm trying to find a band that I know on this list. Japanese Breakfast.
Is it kind of like a Portuguese breakfast?
is that some kind of college humor you're about to throw on me?
Oh, man, you don't know what a Portuguese breakfast is?
Tell me what a Portuguese breakfast is real quick.
Have you ever watched Deuce Bigalow 2?
No.
Oh, great movie. Really, really funny. Actually funnier than the first one. But Portuguese breakfast is you take a girl and you crack the eggs and you put it inside her, her vagina, and then you put it in there and then you fuck her. So you scramble them up and you fuck her and then you put her over and you let the stuff come out into a frying pan. You cook it up and then you eat it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who came up with that one?
I don't know. It's pretty messed up.
Oh, my God. Moving right along on the Bonnaroo lineup. Space Jesus. Pigeons Play Ping Pong. Now they're starting to get in a little bit of the jam bands. Pigeons Play Ping Pong, very popular band out there. Spatafor, another popular jam band out there. Knock Fortune, never heard of them. Ron Gallo. Some of these people I've never even heard before. The Spencer Lee Band. You know who Spencer Lee is?
No.
No?
No, never heard of him.
Unbelievable.
This sounds like the worst.
Seriously,
ever.
like where are these people coming from? I hope a lot of these bands are like using this as to like a breakthrough type of thing. And a lot of bands do. That's what the key is about music festivals. You play these music festivals, you get out there in front of thousands of people, and you try to break through. Right.
When's South by Southwest? Do they still do that?
That comes up. Yeah, that's always around St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That I heard is getting huge.
Huge. In fact, too huge. In fact, I have friends that go every year, and they're not going anymore just for the simple fact that it's just gotten over commercialized and too big. But the thing with these big festivals, and I can't stand this, when you go to these big festivals, you got to make too many decisions. Do I want to go see the Police, or do I want to go see the Beastie Boys?
That's how
you know what I mean? Or do we? I don't want to make these decisions.
That's how it was at Woodstock. At Woodstock, It was like, do I want to go see Insane Clown Posse, or do I want to go see, Megadeth? And they're playing at the same time. You're like, oh, man. So, yeah, I get your point there.
Jay Stevens checking in. He wants to know if Guar is going to be at Bonnaroo. That would be awesome.
Oh, just like chopping people's heads off? That'd be great.
Yeah, feeding people to the maggots, spraying everybody with blood. Everybody in Bonnaroo would be full of blood.
The Spencer Lee Band would get eaten up.
Right, no doubt. Next Friday, New Orleans will be invaded by D-stickers. Oh yeah, it's true. It's damn true. Live updates will happen. That coming from Tommy Borgia.
Nice.
You're going to have a good time. Yeah, check in from New Orleans with us, man. In fact, I should hook you up with Mississippi Hippie, actually.
Oh, there you go.
You want to have a good time, Borgia, you got to hang out with my man, JC. He is like the king of New Orleans.
We should have him do like a Facebook Live or a Skype check-in or something.
I should hook you up with him, actually. Tommy, you would have a great time with that dude. And he's got a lot of Utica roots as well, so you guys can get along really well. He's also saying he wished Mo would invade Manchester, Tennessee, because they bring it. And they did play Manchester a few times on Bonnaroo. The first couple they were on that bill, but now all of a sudden it became commercial, and all these bands that we have no idea who they are. I'm still looking down the list, and I have no idea who they are. But if you were to talk to Mo fans will tell you the best show ever. A lot of them will tell you this, that the best show ever was 2002 at Bonnaroo when they played for like 6 straight hours. They played from midnight till 6 a.m. But then like around 3 o'clock, Humphreys came out and they did a band switch, and Humphreys played for like a half hour, 45 minutes. While Mo went and from sources I heard Mo went to go party and have some fun, and then come back to play some shit. So, yeah, but
I used to like the older festivals that they used to have, like
there was
Lollapalooza and then
well,
Horde
they still
Tour.
do Palooza, but it just stays in Chicago.
Yeah,
now.
it's like a one-time
It's
deal,
a one-time
right?
deal, like a weekend thing, and that's it. That's it. And they used to have the Horde Tour and the
Tour.
Ozfest and there's just so many. Warp Tour. Warp Tour's still out there, though.
Is it? They still
Warp
doing it
Tour
too?
is definitely still out there.
I feel too old to go to the Warp Tour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's a bunch of like 17, 18-year-old kids
It
running
is.
around. Yep.
It is. That hasn't changed. That feel of Warp Tour hasn't changed at
Which
all.
is good because that's the whole premise of Warp Tour.
Absolutely.
At least they kept it true.
Absolutely.
Some of these, that jump the shark, these festivals that jump the shark, you're just kind of like, man, how'd you put that person on bill? One thing I did like about Lollapalooza was it blended a bunch of different styles of music.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the one in was it 94, and it was Smashing Pumpkins and Beastie Boys headlined. You know what I mean? And you had the Breeders, and then you had L7, and then there was George Clinton and Parliament Funk, and then you had Nick Cave and who's that other band there that Tribe Called Quest.
It was stacked.
Yeah, but it was like all over the place. You know what I mean? It was a bunch of different bands that from different genres. So it wasn't just metal. It wasn't just rock or hip hop or jam bands. It was a blend of everything.
Right. The Bonnaroo does that too. Coachilla's famous for doing that too. Coachilla's lineup always confuses me.
Maybe it's
though.
Coachella. I'm getting confused with Bonnaroo. Who's at Coachella this year?
I don't know. I don't think they've made an announcement yet. Maybe they did. But Coachilla's lineup always confuses me. It's all these breakthrough artists that I don't know who they are, and they're playing on their iPad.
Mm-hmm. Well, Pearl Jam really blew up after they got on Lollapalooza.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what
a lot of them did. A lot of them did. All those bands that really, really blew them up, and they were playing in front of 20, 30,000 people all summer long, every day, instead of playing in clubs in front of like 900.
Mm-hmm.
So really put.
I feel like when people go to a festival too, sometimes when you go to a regular show and there's like 2 or 3 openers, like nobody gives a shit about you. Like I seen STP, Stone Temple Pilots, get booed off stage because they played in front of Megadeth.
Right.
People are there to see Megadeth.
It's a bad matchup.
It really is. Yeah. Although, you go back and you listen to that first STP album, it's a good hard rock album.
Honestly, I like all the albums.
I do too. I like once they get towards the end, the final albums, I was kind of eh.
Yeah.
But like the first 3 or 4 albums were great.
Kick-ass.
Great albums.
Kick-ass.
But so Alice in Chains got booed off at Clash of the Titans with Slayer, Megadeth, and who else was there? Metallica, all those bands. They got booed off of there, and but they didn't belong in that crowd. But I feel like when you're at a festival, people are more acceptive of different kinds of music. They're there to party with bands all day long. They come in with that mindset. Check out that new up and coming band. They're more open and receptive to it. They're not just there for the headliner. So I think that's the cool part of being like at a festival.
I think more people need to open up their minds though a little bit. Open up. What does Gerbil always say? Open up your ears and your mind will follow. That's Gerbil's one of Gerbil's taglines on the Sound and the Fury on Sunday nights, Saturday, Sunday mornings, if you will. But on K-Rock, give my man Gerbil a plug there. But it's true though. I think
bring him on someday.
We really should actually. I would love to hang out with Gerbil. Gerbil's I always feel better about myself when I talk to Gerbil. He's so enlightening, He's very spiritual and he has this aura about him that you just feel at peace. Like when Gerbil's in the room, I feel really.
See, I worked over there several years, but because he only works there late at night, I never got to really talk to
I
him.
spent a lot of time with him because I used to do the Saturday night 7, the midnight shift at K-Rock back in the mid-'90s. And Gerbil would come in with cases and cases of CDs on his arms, like all stacked up and down. He'd be walking in literally with cases of CDs like this and come in through the door, and he'd show up like 2 minutes before midnight, set up all the stuff, lower the lights.
2 minutes to midnight.
It's 5 minutes, but no, it is.
It's 2 minutes.
Anyways, he would set up his wall of CDs and dim the lights and light candles and incense, and it was amazing to watch him work because he would show up literally 2 minutes before that show was about to start, be all in a rush, and then just click and boom.
Well, his intro
right
like,
in the zone, man.
His intro's like 6 minutes long. Actually, I think it's longer.
But, he's been doing the thing for, 30-plus years now?
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. Gerbil's the man. Gerbil is definitely the man. You can check him out. He's the longest-running, free-form, loud rock, progressive rock show in the country.
Yeah, we get him in here. We'll talk some metal.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Metal, and he also has all the minerals and the gems and all the stuff that he does at Sticks and Stones. You can find him at sticksandstones.com, I think it is. So, Gerbil's a good man. Borges checking in again. He says, give me the hippies info. I'll hit him up when he's in the French Quarter. So, that'd be great, man. I would love for you two to hook up, and you guys would have a blast. I'm telling you. I know the both of you very, very well, and I think you guys would have a blast together. JC's a man about town, too, in New Orleans. He knows all the little hot spots and all the places there's holes you could stick your dick in. And but that would be funny. And if you guys do hang, please take a picture and send it over to me. So I have a lot of fun in New Orleans. Have you ever been to New Orleans, Chicken?
No, I have not.
Me neither.
I'd like to.
Me neither. And I got a great friend that lives down there, and I've still yet to go.
It was always one of my. I'd like to get there for Mardi Gras, just to experience it.
I've always wanted to go for Jazz Fest. Because it's not just jazz music. It's all a wide variety of different shit.
It's always been hit. Like, actually, ever since I was a kid and I first watched the movie Easy Rider in Peter Fonda and what's his
Robert
name?
Redford.
No, Dennis.
Oh, Dennis Hopper. Yeah.
Yep. They rode their motorcycles all the way down to Mardi Gras. And
I'd never seen it, to be honest with you.
No, it's a classic movie. It's older, but I watched it. My old man was a biker, so like we had it. What I mean? It was like a, you had to watch it. And actually, it was Jack Nicholson's first movie.
Was it?
Yeah, he was on the back with a helmet on, a football helmet on.
No,
but ever since that movie, I watched. I'm like, man, someday I would like to go on a motorcycle down to New Orleans for Mardi Gras.
One day, baby.
Yep. But, up here, living up here, going on a motorcycle is going to be a little cold.
Right.
So I'll probably have to trailer it. Someday.
One day, man. We'll get down there one day. I've never been either. I'm dying to go. Like I said, I got a great friend down there. He could show us the whole town, and we could go nuts. But, but back to the Bonner thing, I'm not impressed.
No, me either.
Not impressed at all.
I could care less.
But, again, I will say this. It's probably another round of band announcements to
I
come.
could have sworn I heard Beyonce.
And she
was on
probably
there.
is.
Because I remember thinking, going, like, what a weird person to have headline a festival as Beyonce.
Yeah.
I remember just thinking it was just odd. Like, I could even see Lady Gaga before Beyonce. You know what I mean?
I think
like,
Gaga has headlined Bonnaroo before.
Because I can see Lady Gaga having more of a diverse crowd than Beyonce.
Run.
Yeah, like some people, I heard Faith No More do that live.
Really?
It was sick.
I bet it was.
It was sick. But
I will say, man, Gaga's got it going on.
See, she can appeal to other people, and she puts on that whole show and whatnot. I just like Beyonce is like too teeny bopper, like no meaning type shit, and like so I can see where Lady Gaga can like appeal to more people, but I don't know. I don't see it with Beyonce.
Yeah, I've heard. I have a friend of mine that played in Beyonce's band, and after hearing stories, it says, Anyways, but Gaga, girl's awesome because she has this.
I would go see Lady Gaga for the show.
She's got like this badass girl image about her. Like she's cool. Like she can.
She's today's Madonna.
Yeah,
really, she is.
Yeah,
like she's doing what Madonna did. Like she picked up where Madonna like left off with the glamour and the extravagance.
Yeah,
I think that's where Lady Gaga picked up. I would made a joke saying Madonna was Lady Gaga's grandma.
Boris just checking it again. It says we need to get the D down to New Orleans this April for WrestleMania. That would be sick, actually. You know what?
If I'm going to New Orleans, I am not going for fucking wrestling, bro. I'm sorry.
WrestleMania. I would love to go to WrestleMania. But when WWE goes to town, when they set up WrestleMania, first of all, they're there for like a whole month. but they pretty much take over the town. They take over in that town. I guess the prerequisites is you got to have a major stadium, and then you got to have some sort of arena, big hockey arena, if you will, so they could do all their NXT takeovers and Monday Night Raw and everything. So and then they do the Hall of Fame thing, and it's just a spectacle when WrestleMania comes to town. But in February, I'm going to be in Vegas, and Extreme Rules is going to be in town when I'm there, and I'm like trying to beg Tori to go, but she's not going to be having it.
I don't know who that is.
Extreme Rules is a pay-per-view from the WWE. It's going to be there at the same time.
I thought it was a band.
It should be, right?
I thought it was a band.
Hardcore metal band.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, this sounds like an interesting band.
Yeah, man. What do you got planned for the weekend? We were asking everybody else what they have
I
planned
am
for the
working
weekend.
at the bar.
Yeah, you got this weekend at the bar?
I'm working at the bar. Otherwise, I don't know. Well, I'll probably be here helping you. Clean this up a little bit. But other than that, that and probably watching some playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs.
Playoffs.
Is there games Saturday and Sunday or just Sunday?
Both.
Saturday, both.
Yep. Some good games, man. This is when things get interesting.
Oh yeah, it's the playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
This is I'm kind of pumped. I love the playoffs. I'm not really the teams that are in it now. I mean,
they're not your favorites.
Not really.
Yeah.
Like I would have liked to see Kansas City or like I probably would have to root right now probably for New Orleans.
Yeah.
We were just on the topic, but yeah.
Drew Brees.
I love Drew Brees.
Yeah, he deserves it.
I think of all the
he's got one, and he's easily walking into the Hall of Fame.
Easily,
hands down,
easily.
He's walking into the Hall of Fame.
And I think,
but if he got another one, that's gonna really, really put him in legendary status.
You know, it's funny though. Is like with Drew Brees, as amazing as that guy's career has been, I feel out of all the elite quarterbacks that played in his time, he was the least talked about.
Right. Well, but because New Orleans is not a major market.
No, but he did save that.
Oh, absolutely.
That town. You know, as far as like when before he came in, and there were the Aints. People were putting paper bags on their heads, and then they had Katrina come in and devastate everybody there, and then that I think that was a year right after Katrina's when they went to the Super Bowl.
2 years after,
something like that.
I think it was 2 years after. I think it took him another year to rebuild because the Superdome was down. And,
right.
But
then he brought that love back to the town.
He did.
Yeah, and he did it in San Diego too. So he went in San Diego and killed it there, and then he went to New Orleans, and when they thought that he would never have a career again because he busted up his shoulder. But I mean, you got to think like this guy played.
Now he throws for 5,000 yards a
right.
season,
and that's what people don't understand. Like he threw for 5,000 yards last year. I forgot how many touchdowns, and he was backing up Dak fucking Prescott in the Pro Bowl. What? Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like he threw for 5,000 yards, and he's backing up Dak Prescott. Like, come on, this is bullshit. But I mean, he played in an era when you got Aaron Rodgers, you got Peyton Manning, you had Brady, Favre. You know what I mean? Like he had these guys Roethlisberger, these great quarterbacks in his era, and I think that dude is hands down right up to one of the best ever.
Easily walking into the Hall of Fame.
Easily.
He should unanimously walk into the Hall of Fame.
And you look at the quarterbacks in there now. I mean, Big Ben,
Hall of
Famer. I agree. I don't understand why he isn't considered an elite quarterback. Tom Brady, obviously walking through, and Breeze. Then you got Case Keenum, Blake Bortles. Like
they don't even have football names,
right? Although
they got Socha names,
and I'll give Case Keenum a lot of credit because that dude, like, he's been backing up everywhere he's went. Like as a rookie, he backed up in Houston and started a playoff game. Then he went to the Rams and had a back up there and actually did well, and then went backed up in Minnesota and actually did well. So I gave him a little credit, but when you got to go against Breeze and Brady and Roethlisberger, like, I don't know, that's a tough call right there.
Got to ask you because I always get into this argument. Eli go to the Hall of Fame or no?
No. He might just out of his popularity and the fact he's got 2 rings.
He's going.
But I don't think on his...
He's got more touchdowns than John Elway.
I don't know. It wasn't as detrimental to the team as Elway was, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Eli goes to the Hall of Fame. I get in an argument with a lot of my Cowboy friends.
But Eli has so many bad games.
Oh, totally. But he's had so many good games, too.
But his good games...
he's had some good games, bro.
I'm not taking anything away. The one thing I say about Eli
he goes to the Hall of Fame.
He's great in tough spots. Like going into the playoffs, when they're down, that's when he showed up. all year long before that, he sucked. He was terrible.
I hate when he gets down on himself. You could see that face that he makes like a little kid, like, come on, man, you know, that.
And
I want to slap him when he makes that face.
And
sometimes.
Eli's never one of those people that, like, when the Giants are down, that you're like, oh, well, we got Eli. He's going to bring us back.
Right.
You're always kind of more dependent
nervous,
on your defense.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
But when
I
you
agree
got
there.
Breeze and Brady and you got, Favre and
Peyton Manning or something like that. They got ice in their veins. Where I don't think Eli has ice in his veins.
Right.
But he can actually work under pressure, but he doesn't have ice in his veins.
I actually think he works better under pressure.
Yeah.
When he's not under pressure is when he throws, like, the bad passes and stuff.
The floppy passes.
It's almost like when he doesn't have to think as much. Like in the Super Bowl when he just threw up that fucking haymaker.
Twice in 2 years in a row.
Right, and the guy catches on his fucking head. And, like...
greatest catch in the Super Bowl.
Right, and you look at him, his eyes are closed, and he's like, ah! And he throws up the ball, and you're like, holy shit. But that's when Eli shines. That's when he plays his best ball, and I think that's why everyone's like, oh, Eli's great. But then when you look at the whole body of work and you go back into the season, he's throwing 5 picks in a game. And
he's had a lot of those.
Yeah.
He's definitely had a lot of those.
And
so you look at Brett Favre, too. Those threw a ton of picks, too.
Brett Favre did, but it was always like he would have like 2-3 picks.
Doesn't he all-time leader in interceptions?
Yeah. But he'd like 2-3 picks in a game, but then he'd also have like 4 or 5 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Whereas like Eli would actually leave with like 3 or 4 interceptions and like no touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like it would balance it out a little bit, and Brett Favre could have a shit game early on and then get it back together and win the game for you. But he was that gunslinger. But I mean, Peyton Manning's right up there in the interception list too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's like one of the top 5, I think.
Has Peyton gone into the Hall of Fame yet, or is he?
No, he's not eligible. He just retired.
Does he get like 2 more years?
Something like that.
What's the eligibility? Like 5 years, like it is in baseball?
4 or 5, something like that. Urlacher's up this year.
Is he?
Urlacher.
He's a shoo-in.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis is shoo-in.
Trying to remember who else is on that list. I think T.O.
T.O.'s on the cusp.
Yeah,
he's like walking the borderline. How long has he been? But he's been retired for a little while though. T.O., right?
T.O.'s been passed over a few bit, and it's because of his attitude. And everyone tried to tell him this when he was a player. Like, you're a dick, dude. Like you're a locker room cancer, but you're so fucking talented. If you just shut your mouth and played the game, we'd be talking about T.O. in a whole different respect.
Yeah.
We'd be talking to him like, he was Andre Johnson, one of those kind of guys. But Andre Johnson, T.O. got more publicity than Andre Johnson, but
of course.
Andre Johnson or Larry Fitzgerald. He had that skill set of Larry Fitzgerald.
He's a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame.
Larry Fitzgerald, they should just give it to him right now.
Yeah.
I mean, just out of his character and the way he plays.
He's a great human. He's
a tough player. Yeah. He's the one guy that Richard Sherman said he won't talk shit to.
Who else is on the Hall of Fame ballot right now? Is it just a ballot, or are these guys walking?
These are
in?
finalists.
See, because I
don't think it's set
football
yet.
does it a little bit different than baseball. How does football do? Because baseball, they depend on the baseball writers of America.
Well, you get the
where
writers.
There's like 1,000 of them throughout the United States, and everybody gets a vote.
I think they
and
do
you get
this.
to pick like 4 or 5 or whatever, however it goes.
I think the sports writers are the ones that do it.
It's for football too.
I believe so. Yeah. I don't really know who's in charge of all that, but yeah, right now I think they're on the finalists. They just got to make the last rounds, I guess. It's tough because Urlacher's going up against with Ray Lewis, but I think both of them should walk in.
Oh, they should.
Absolutely.
I don't see them too. Why they compete against each other to go?
Well, a lot of times it's like if you got more than
one or the other.
Yeah, like if there's a bunch of wide receivers, a bunch of like linebackers all going in the same position.
But I feel like football's class every year in the Hall of Fame is gigantic. I always feel like there's 10 guys up on that stage every year.
What is it like?
Hell of a lot more than baseball.
I can't remember exactly. Actually, you could probably look it up and see who's on the list.
Hell of a lot more than baseball. Like baseball, when they elect somebody, it's no more than 3.
Oh,
and
really?
Then,
That's it?
And then you get like a lifetime achievement award or something like that. Not an achievement award, but they always do a broadcast announcer and like what do they call it? The legendary status or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's usually no more than 3 or 4. In fact, baseball is going to be voting on their well, the list will be coming up really, really soon on who's going to be going into the Hall of Fame. I don't know. Can't remember who's on that list, but we'll dig that up. And hopefully, you said Gaffney's coming in tomorrow. Maybe
Yes.
if Gaffney's out there listening, he should come in a little bit earlier. We can talk about this. And
Yeah, Gaffney's coming in tomorrow, joining the D-line.
Awesome. Cool. And hopefully we've got some things in the works about doing a baseball podcast.
Yes, we're going to talk a little bit about that on the D-line because, obviously we want to show the support for all those guys.
Yep.
And, more sports shows, the better. Maybe we'll get somebody to do a hockey show.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, the hockey's we're in the middle of the hockey season, so maybe we can always do something like that.
Well, I'm just saying
with baseball, it kills me and how quick this all comes up because I feel like the World Series just ended because it did in November.
Yeah, right.
And then all of a sudden pitchers and catchers report in February, like right in the second week of February. So baseball is just a long freaking season. Well, yeah, let's talk to Gaffney tomorrow about that in the Hall of Fame. And it was cool to have JP in here. He's another baseball follower, baseball fountain of information, if you will. So
we got Terrell Owens, Kevin Mawai, who's a center, which I think he should be shoo-in right there. Ray Lewis, Edgerrin James. I forgot Edgerrin James is on that list.
He should go in too.
You think so?
He's on. Well, he has a Super Bowl, right? Did he ever lead the league in rushing?
I believe so.
He's always been kind of. He was steady. He was
He
always
was
a
good
steady
for
player.
I'd say he had like a 4 or 5 year period where he was really good, and then he went to Arizona and he was kind of like okay, good. I mean, well, he won one with Indy.
Yeah.
No, he did not.
In 06.
No, he did not.
He wasn't on that team. They beat
No,
the
that
Bears?
was Donald Brown against the Bears. So he was in the Super Bowl with Arizona, I believe, when Arizona went
against the Steelers.
Yeah, you got Tony Baselli, Brian Dawkins. I think should be definitely in there. Isaac Bruce, Alan Fenica, Joe Jacoby, Ty Law, John Lynch.
John Lynch should go in.
Yeah. I always loved the way John Lynch played.
Me too.
Randy Moss, Everson Walls.
Randy Moss go in?
He's up there this year. He's only got 13%. And Brian Urlacher.
You think Randy Moss doesn't go in because of his attitude like T.O.?
It's tough, man. Randy Moss owned the NFL right from the time he was a rookie. I mean, that guy was just killing it.
Him and Dante Culpepper were a great 1-2 punch.
Well, first it started with
Randall
Cunningham, and he would just launch it, and just Randy Moss would just leap up and get it. I've never seen a player quite like Randy Moss ever. And I'm a Bears fan. We had to play him 2 times a year. Yeah, I've never seen a more dominant wide receiver. I mean, you could say Antonio Brown, but even still, you could just throw that ball as high and as far as you want, and Randy Moss go and get it.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, he has to. He has to absolutely get in there. I would put him over T.O., definitely. And I hated T.O., but I can appreciate the talent he brought to the field. But, yeah, I think his attitude. I think T.O.'s attitude more so than Randy Moss. I think people let Randy Moss go a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't such a dick. He wasn't a locker room cancer. The only time he played bad was when he was with the Raiders. But, that's with the Raiders. Then he went to New England and went back to the Super Bowl. Well, went to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he killed it with him and Tom Brady. Would they have like 50 touchdowns that year or something like that? It was insane.
The year they went undefeated until they saw the Giants.
Killed it. And then you got Isaac Bruce, who, greatest show on turf.
So these are just the finalists, though,
These are the finalists.
And what's the curriculum to get into the? What do they have to get a percentage of votes through the writers?
I believe so. Yeah.
Kind of like baseball. They get a certain percentage. I think I want to say baseball's like 76% of the vote or something like that. It's something up there. It's a good number.
I mean, we look at a guy like, I know I'm biased with Brian Urlacher, but I watch every single game, with Urlacher, and going now and like watching old film, I'm like, man, we haven't seen a guy like this in forever. And like him and Ray Lewis, I always loved the two of them, and they always got compared to each other, but like I believe they played two different styles. But both of them on their own way. I mean, Ray Lewis is just a beast.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer all the way along. The two of those guys are probably in my mind two of the best linebackers I've ever seen in my life. And I'm a huge Singletary fan. I put Urlacher over Singletary. I think he could do more. And Ray Lewis is Ray Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ray Lewis can give you a shopping list and you just want to run through the wall.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would just love to get Ray Lewis in here. Just give me pep talks in the morning.
And he has 2 Super Bowls, Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won 2. I mean, I would think he's a shoo-in.
Yeah, and I believe his boy Ed Reed is going to be a shoo-in in the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah. Why, he just retired, Ed Reed?
Yeah. A couple years ago.
He should.
Ed Reed is a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and
I think Lynch too. You mentioned John Lynch
John Lynch.
too. I mean, I can't see him not getting in, but who knows?
And I like what John Lynch is doing with San Fran. I mean, John Lynch is turning San Fran around.
Oh, is he the coach over there?
He's a GM.
He's a GM. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yep.
Huh.
He's a GM. This year
Wasn't he in the broadcast booth though?
Yeah, he was for a while, and then he left and went and became GM of San Fran. This is his first year.
Okay.
Then he did the Garoppolo trade, and things are looking good over there. I knew it too. He's one of those headsy, smart guys that likes balls to the wall football. Like he's an old true blue football guy,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And that's kind of why I was hoping Phil Simms. I called out on the D line that Phil Simms was going to try being GM of the Giants, and because Boomer was talking about.
Why is he?
No. I think that would have been a great choice.
Who's going to be the GM for the Giants?
Gettleman, I think his name is. But I think Phil Simms, like if you want to bring back the love for the Giants and that Giants pride, a guy like Phil Simms would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Put him in an office up there.
One
and
of those old school players.
Yeah, people that rally behind. Phil Simms to me is probably the best quarterback to ever play in New York. For the Giants.
I give you that.
He was more accurate. Like he was. I mean, he's got 2 rings.
Yeah.
And
Well, one that he didn't play in though.
well, just the Super Bowl, yeah. But he led him the whole year. And
When he got knocked out in the playoffs, right?
yeah.
Just the
And Hostetler came in.
Hostetler came in, yeah.
Then Hostetler did nothing.
1990. But they had a big running game back then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hampton and
Well, that was that year was Otis Anderson.
Otis Anderson. My
Yep.
bad. Yeah, Otis Anderson.
O.J. Anderson.
Like,
He was older too, man. He was a little bit older back then too.
Oh yeah, because he
And Rodney
spent
Hampton.
most of his career with Arizona,
Although
St. Louis Cardinals.
Although I think Rodney Hampton and Tiki are probably the best running backs to ever come out of the Giants.
Yeah, remember Tiki fumbled all the time.
Yeah, but Tiki was.
I
so
love Joe
dynamic.
Morris. Joe Morris was.
Joe Morris was great, but you think about like the Giants, and you would think like you could come up with better running backs, and like
You would think.
but never. It was like, I mean, the history of the Bears. I mean, you had Walter and you had Gale Sears, and even Forte, and now this Howard kid. So you could go back and pick out some great running backs. But when you think about the Giants, and I mean, obviously no quarterbacks for the Bears, but like with the Giants, you would think such a storied franchise, and they've won quite a few Super Bowls. You're like, who are the running backs? And you're like, yeah, nobody really. They're like a couple one-hit wonders, or you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
nobody really stood out for you. Like I think about them. Like, give me some great Giants running
The
backs.
Giants got 4 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah.
Denver, Buffalo, and the Patriots twice. But then they lost to the Ravens
Ravens,
in 2000. They got beat up by the Ravens. that
Yep,
year.
they got
It was-
destroyed. It
Giants
was-
couldn't even move the ball.
It was
that
like
year.
40-something to 7.
7. Yeah,
Yeah.
they had 7 points.
That was rough.
That
That was
was Ray
probably the
Lewis and
second greatest,
defense
ever. Yeah.
I agree.
And I mean that defense was sick. They were all over them. That was a good Super Bowl. Well,
No, it
it wasn't a good Super Bowl, but like,
It was boring.
but you know what's fucked up about that? They gave the MVP of that Super Bowl to the quarterback, Dilfer, Trent Dilfer,
Trent Dilfer.
because Ray Lewis got in trouble earlier that year.
It was the year before.
Yeah.
He got brought up in the murder charges, or was there a conspiracy
Yeah.
type of thing? Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, Ray Lewis killed people." No, the fuck, he didn't. He was never charged with murder people.
Right.
Like he never had any part of the murder itself.
Just like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. I mean, they accuse him of harboring the people who did it. So like people get their all facts straight, but I don't know. Like I like Ray Lewis. I see him on NFL Inside NFL or whatever it's called, with, and he has that passion, man. Like he really does, and that's a guy.
He's
that,
a preacher too.
oh man,
He has his own church and shit.
Yeah, this guy. You ever watch the Football Life of Ray Lewis?
No, but I should.
You should, because he's so inspiring, man. He's
Yeah.
one of those people. He starts talking to you, and you're just like, dude, you have to listen to him. He's like one of those people that he's a true blue leader. You know what I mean? And for a guy that like had a lot of trouble early on in his career, you gotta like love the fact that he got it together, just like Chris Carter. Chris Carter was out of the league for a while. He was a drunk. He was like all this shit, and he got it together and became a respectable person in the league, and became a leader. Like Chris Carter went and like all the rookies when they come in, he would like tell them shit. You go in there and do the seminars, and don't get caught up in this shit, and keep your heads up, and it's good to see these guys do that kind of a switch around. But and those guys to me are Hall of Famers. Like Chris Carter, best hands ever, best hands down in NFL history. Chris Carter, this guy would catch everything. Chlamydia, herpes, no. And then when you got the other side, you got Randy Moss. Jesus, man, it was tough.
That's a tough one.
And that's the era that Brian Urlacher had to play in. That was our weapon against those. And it was brutal.
Brutal. You could tell we didn't have anything to talk about, so we started talking about football. I went to your wheelhouse, brother. I went to your wheelhouse today. You got anything planned tonight?
No.
Laying low?
Laying low.
I have to bartend tonight, so if anybody local wants to come hang out with me tonight, I'll be at Griffin's Pub. If you come down there and give me promo code Disruption, I'll buy you a beer or a drink. How about that?
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, come on down. Tell me promo code Disruption, and I will buy you a drink.
And if you do it at O'Donnell's next week, I will let you in the bar. No cover.
This weekend.
This weekend. No cover.
No cover at all. But yeah, I really enjoy bartending on Wednesdays because it's nice, it's chill. I get to catch up with some people that come and hang out, and I got my regulars and watch sports. And usually it's a big hockey night, but there's only 2 hockey games tonight. I don't know if the Comets are playing tonight. I should check in because usually when the Comets are playing, I get a little pop after the game is done.
Maybe you should start dressing up as Big Titty Nikki. Probably get a lot more.
Probably not. They'll probably run the other way and be like, "What the hell is that behind the bar?" No way am I going in there with that.
That would be great.
Yeah, so pop on down to Griffin's tonight. We'll be down there. I will. Like me and all my personalities will be down there.
What are you doing this weekend?
I have to work at the Stanley on Sunday. They're doing the Tram anniversary party. I'll give Robin a plug there. The Tram anniversary party is happening on Sunday. 10-year anniversary party.
Wow.
She's got a million bands. I just looked at the lineup. Like all these bands are playing for like 10 minutes. And it starts at like 2 o'clock and it goes till 11 o'clock.
Wow.
So it's an all-day affair, ending it with the Rainbow Young Orchestra.
Oh, Jesus.
But our good friend Brendan McGurk will be there telling jokes.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think Will Phillips is on the bill, too.
The winner
and a
of
bunch
the
other people.
Comedy Cup Tour?
Yeah. And there's a bunch of, they got bands. I know Sarcy's there playing, and I know, I think the Dovetones are there, and I don't really know the whole lineup, but I will be there on Sunday doing the working thing at the Stanley. Enjoy working at the
That's
Stanley.
on Sunday?
It's fun, yeah.
What are you doing Saturday?
Saturday, I think Albany. We'll be in Albany actually on Saturday, and then Friday we're going to be here doing some things. In fact, on Friday we're going to start the new edition of Back Talk, the Friday edition of Back Talk. Before it was on Thursdays, and now we've moved it to Friday. So me and Tommy John will be chopping up. I think Amigo's coming in to sit in with us on Friday too.
Right.
So we're going to chop it up. I guess they got some family history there, so we'll get to the bottom of that. That's going to happen. So, yeah, we moved it from Thursday to Friday, and now it'll be good, too, because Fridays are our days to kind of do things around here. There's really not much live programming on the
They took away our day off.
Right. I did. But, no, we still come here and do work. It's not like we don't do anything. But there's no live programming on the D on Fridays. So Tommy Drama will be heading that up 10 a.m. for Back Talk. Tommy's got some plans. And the good thing is, too, is like it is Friday, and we don't really do a live program on Friday, but we do a lot of work around the studio and stuff like that on a Friday, which would be good because I'll be able to show him, some things that he needs to learn and get on top of things. And then, big ups to Tommy Drama, too. I saw him do his very first Facebook Live video today.
Did he really?
He did his face.
He can't figure out how to make his page public. So he can share his podcast and stuff.
It's not that. It's that's why I made him do a Back Talk thing. But he's got a private account.
But the Back Talk page is private.
Oh, it is?
Remember you were
I could change that then.
Remember you were going to share it? And
no, that was off.
That was of his personal?
No, it was his personal. No, because, Back Talk's not.
Because I went to go share it. I'm like, the fuck, dude?
Back Talk's not private. But, yeah, it's because he's private. But Tommy's going to be doing some new things around here, and we've got some plans for him, and looking forward to getting him working a little bit more,
This is funny. I seen your mom's like, you got to make this shareable. And he just like, he tags you and he's like, huh?
Yeah, he's, we're getting him there, man. He doesn't really know. He knows how to, type a post and a comment or whatever on social
he knows
media.
how to post a comment.
He definitely knows how to post
some
shit on Facebook. But we got to teach him a little bit more about the rules of not the rules, but the ways of social media.
He's worse than I am.
Yeah, he is.
And he's on it more.
Yeah, that's true. Well, look, your back talk should be fun though.
Yeah,
it'll be fun on Fridays now that we've moved it, and yeah, looking forward to creating some content with Drama. And he was sending me some pictures of upcoming guests, and you want to tune in for Bag Talk in the next couple of weeks.
I might have to swing in. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got some models coming in and stuff.
I also think that it's better for you too. Like, you know, you got to work Wednesday nights, and then you got to be here to get his show fired up, or you know, so like on a Friday it's a little bit better.
Yeah,
you know,
a little more wide open. And then, again, we don't. Fridays are almost our day off. It's only 2 hours for Back Talk, but
right,
it'll be good to get some.
Go
work
hit
done.
the gym, come back.
Yeah, he'll get some work done too, and I want to teach him things. You know, I think it's important for everybody to learn.
Yep.
You know,
we all got to learn a little bit more.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I'm excited too, being able to go tomorrow from the fresh new digs for the D line.
Yeah,
you know, last time we went on Saturday, we had to transform the old studio back so we can actually get up and go. And
you know what? It worked out great.
It worked out great. Yeah,
it did. It worked out good. And now you can actually go live streaming too on cameras that we have here. We're live on Disruption Network's phone app and YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff. So you could do that. Go live.
It's gonna be great because you know, they didn't get to experience it being in here. You know, with the new setup. I mean, granted, you know, Silver stuck around and helped out for a while, but you didn't get to see the new setup all redone. So I think they're gonna be excited, and it just you know, it's nice to christen it.
Yeah,
with the D line.
I can't wait till we get it all set up in here.
Oh, I know. This is gonna be sick.
It is.
This is still a project in the works.
Work in progress. In fact, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch or any of that, you can see the backdrop of all of this. It's kind of like a wide open office, if you will. You know, there's still a desk here, and we got to clean some of this stuff up, and we will.
Yeah, I was wondering why you still had that camera going. Like
well, there's no a 2-camera option. It's just
there's not?
one. It's just the 3 cameras, or just put it on you, or just put it on me.
Should have like got that you know, blow up down and just put it in the chair.
We should have actually. That'd have been a good idea. Your girlfriend.
Yeah,
your girlfriend.
Shaniqua, or whatever we call her. What was her name? I can't remember.
Have you had any action from Tinder?
I've been talking to a few people. So
yeah.
Oh,
so you're active on it.
I've been trying it. I haven't really written anything down under my profile or anything like that. Just because I'm a procrastinator and I'm lazy and I just don't know really what to write. So, but I just whatever. I talked to a few people and it's all right.
We got any ass off it?
Maybe.
You don't want to.
A while back, but we're just gonna leave it at that.
All right, chicken. You want to kiss and tell?
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
About time.
Yeah, I do gotta say this. When I did meet her, she let me know she had Ben Wall balls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not real balls, guys. Ben Wall balls inside her. When I met her.
Inside her?
Yeah.
Like surgically placed
No.
inside her?
No, you know what Ben Wall balls are, right?
They're like
two balls on a string. You put them in there, and I guess they help strengthen, and I guess they create pleasure or something. I don't know.
Her butthole?
No.
In her
veg.
vagina? Yeah. So she just walks around with Ben Wall balls?
I guess so. I was like, that's interesting.
And when you pulled them out, did you hear?
Yeah. But yeah, that was the first. I was like, okay, that's interesting. But other than that, yeah, it's.
Were you like, I'm gonna tell this story on the podcast?
I wasn't gonna actually, but that was so weird that I had to. And just all right, yeah, that's a first for me.
All right, what color were the balls?
White.
Yeah. And there's only 2?
Yeah.
And so now you take these balls out of her. They like those kerplunks. Remember those kerplunks? They used to they have to go back and forth, up and down, and they like bounce off each other. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
Is it something like that? Like a
no. They're like those the silver ones you put in your hands and you got jiggle.
Oh yeah.
They got
like the meditation balls.
Yeah, and I think they got like something in there too that like vibrate or move or something. Yeah.
Did you hang out with her long before you guys got busy? Or did you just get right?
Oh, no. We went out for drinks.
Oh, you did? So the whole time while you're having drinks, she's got these balls in her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was definitely interesting. Like, especially after I found out. I was like, really? Like, okay.
So she was like, I got to tell you something.
Yeah. So apparently she had expectations.
Do you know what Benwell balls are? And you're like, I think I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew what they were. I just never really.
See, then that goes against what I always say, too. Like, girls wake up in the morning knowing they're going to get laid, where guys wake up in the morning hoping they get laid. You know?
Some of you Benwell balls, and they put spelling.
Benoit balls? I don't know. How would you like Chris Benoit? Right? Is that how Benoit?
I guess Ben.
Is it Asian
WA
or is it French?
Got me, man.
It's one or the other, huh?
It was definitely
one
new.
ball's Asian, one ball's French. Oui.
Yeah, I pulled them out.
So wait, okay, yeah, I wanted to get back to that. So you pull these balls out. What do you do with them? Like, do you throw them across the room? Do you like, here's your balls back, or do you put them on the nightstand? Do you throw them off the bed? Do you put them back in the vag?
They didn't go back in.
No, you just took them out and said forget about them.
Yeah.
Now, after you're done, and you're laying around and stuff, does she put those balls back inside of her, or does she put them in her pocket or her purse?
I don't think she put them back inside her.
No, she didn't.
No.
I didn't know if this is like her thing. Like she can't function without the balls inside of her.
Somebody said it's Asian. They use them.
It's Asian.
They used to sell them at JD's.
JD's. That's a flashback right there. I love that.
It's a Fat Matt 315.
That's Barbudo.
That is Barbudo.
Yeah, that's our boy Barbudo. What's up, Matt? Benoit balls. So they are Asian.
I guess.
Yeah. Don't you like you jiggle them in your hands like this, right? And don't they make like a ball sound or like a bell sound? Or
those
something?
Are the other ones. Those are like I don't.
The
think
meditation balls.
Yeah, I don't
you know
think
what I'm
these are
talking
the
about?
same thing, but they're kind of like that.
You can't touch them. Like that's the technique. Like when you're, it's for meditation or strengthening.
I think this
hands.
is like an extreme Kegel or something like that. like you put them in there and it's supposed to like tighten it up, and I don't know.
So they're on a string though.
Yeah,
like kind of like
a butt plug.
Okay.
Or
like
anal
one of those,
beads or whatever,
something like that.
Which I've never fucking know anal beads on a girl or anything, so I have no idea.
Well, you're close to it with these Benoit balls.
Right?
That's pretty much the same thing. You might as well go to the next level, chicken.
Pull it out like you're starting a lawnmower. Yeah, but I would never do that because you don't know what'll come out.
Did you look at them and have to because I would have been infatuated with these balls coming out of her vagina. In fact, and when she would have told me at the bar, I'd have been like thinking about it the whole time until I actually pulled them out. So when you pull them out, are you like examining these things, or are you just like, what the hell are these? Did you look at them, and how big are they too?
They were, probably about that big around.
That big around. And for those people on the podcast that are not watching us on YouTube or Twitch, that's maybe like 2 inches around.
Yeah.
Like 2 inches.
Something like that.
Yeah, like when they used to do that game, like, hey, and they punch you in the arm.
The circle game?
The circle game, right.
Yeah, I didn't really inspect them too much. I was actually too excited to.
Yeah, I got you. And how far apart on the string are the two balls from each other?
I would say maybe an inch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're relatively close.
All right.
You couldn't use them as like nunchucks or anything. Maybe that's what she does. Like swings around, whaps people in the head.
Man, I wish we could get her on because I want to know if she's ever had them stuck inside her and she couldn't get them out. You think that's ever happened? You think they ever got stuck in there?
Oh, that would be brutal.
Right.
What do you say? He goes, Benoit balls are the meditation balls. Maybe they're the balls from the click-clacks?
What? The click-clacks.
Yeah, I don't know.
The click-clacks. That's what he means. The click-clacks. So they were the kerplunks. Is what I was talking about earlier. They came on like a little paddle, and there was a ball on one side, a ball on the other, and it was either on a string or like this plastic mechanism, and you put them back and forth, and they would click, click up top. You know what I mean? Click in the top, click in the bottom, click in the top, click in them, and you kind of just did like this. And the ball, you don't remember those? The kerplunks?
Yeah, I remember them.
Or something like that. I think they were called.
They were a little hard to hold. It was a little slimy. But yeah.
But needless to say, you had fun that night, right?
Oh yeah, that was a good time. Oddly enough, we haven't hung out since. But
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, no, didn't hang out since. So.
Do you not want to hang out?
Oh, no.
Were you freaked out by these Benoit
No.
balls? She's like, okay, chicken, it's your turn.
It takes a lot to freak me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what if she wants to shove these Benoit balls up your butthole?
No. That was another show. That doesn't happen. Chicken's back door is closed.
Yeah, it is closed. Boris is checking in. He says, speaking of gas, hit the commercial for Toys for Twats. Actually, I pulled it out of rotation because it's
not holiday season anymore.
But we'll keep that going for next year.
It's in the best of.
Yeah. The best of the Toys for Twats. It was funny. Big browsing success on that bit you pulled out, Chicken.
Thank you.
You did. We gotta. Now I think you should do a commercial for Benoit balls.
Maybe I will.
Maybe you should
do like a written testimonial from.
That would be great. Seen from the other side, I would like to. Well, she probably won't come on.
Chicks with balls.
She probably won't come on, but I would like to know if she, because to me it seems like she does these Benoit balls in her vagina like often.
Right.
For somebody just to be walking around on a Tinder date to already have these balls in her, I feel like she does this daily. Or every other day or something like that. So I want to know if she really has it ever been stuck inside of her where she couldn't get it out.
And I want to know how many other girls are doing this. You know what I mean? Like there's probably other girls out there that just don't talk about it.
I agree with you there, Chicken. I want to know how many girls out there are walking around with Benoit balls. I want to, that's a good question.
And I talked to some girls and oh, I got a butt plug, and I'm like, what the fuck? Guys, I mean, my sex toy is. Probably hand lotion and porn.
I feel like the guys get the short end of the stick
do.
when it comes to sex toys,
we
man.
do, man, because they're fucking creepy.
What do we got, a flashlight? Yay.
Yeah, I got a fucking flashlight.
All
Thank
right.
you. Or that fucking blow-up doll thing. I'm not sticking my dick in that thing.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't think it'll fit. But secondly, it's
It fit in the butthole. The butthole was bigger than the vagina.
The butthole is pretty big, but really, I'm going to fuck a balloon? Seriously. And then you get these then you get the high end, you get these animatronics fucking robot chicks that is creepy as fuck. I mean, it looks all real and shit, and you're like, man, that's. But can you imagine fucking that? It's fucking weird, man. It's you're banging a girl that's passed out or something. I want a little participation,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just you're right. We get the shit end of the stick, It's like hand lotion and porn. I don't even use the lotion half the time. It's just porn. That's their sex toy. And then we're the creeps. And we're the weirdos. When these girls got 5-speed on the floor and freaking they get the clit tickler and the other thing, and they go spin around in 7 different directions, and you're and I get a porn, but I'm the pervert. Yeah,
the
you
girls
get
get
sex swings.
Yeah, they get all the fun stuff. The guys get the short end of the stick. What are we going to do with sex toys?
Yeah.
Other than body lotions and oils and stuff.
Bottle of shampoo in the shower.
Yeah. That's it, man. Have you ever used a flashlight?
No.
I mean, neither.
I would just to try it.
Yeah.
Just to see if
not a used one, of course.
Oh, well, no.
You want to buy one.
But I would never buy one. But if somebody's gave me one free and said try it out, I'd all right, I'll try it out just to see what it's about. And I just don't think I probably would feel really fucking creepy using it.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're fucking a flashlight. I don't get it.
Oh God, yeah, I hear you, brother.
Yeah. The pocket pussies and all that shit. It's just I don't know. It's fucking weird.
It is weird.
I can't do it. It's you know what? Then you gotta clean it out and all that shit. And it's I just hand in a towel. So much easier.
Yeah. I'm with you there, Chicken.
You know how many times I'd be cruising around, oh, I need to get laid. And then you start looking at your list of, and you're I don't want to deal with anybody. So you go and throw one off, and then you're
you feel so much better.
So much better, and you're I'm so glad I did that. And then you go to bed, and you wake up, and nobody's bitching at you, and nobody's expecting shit, and you're just yeah, I like this.
Right on, bro. I have it, man. I can't complain. I do. I'm very blessed in my life. I will say that, and I will proudly admit that. So,
well, that's good.
I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, you got a good chick.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
She cooks for you, and she,
yeah, and she puts up with my shit. And that's the important thing. If anybody could put up with my shit, she's a saint. Yeah, he's a saint.
Yep,
including you. Including you. Chicken.
I love Tori. She's a good chick.
Yeah, she's the best. She is.
I love when
very lucky.
I start picking on her, and she's like, "Chicken, I'm not caring. Don't stop picking on me." Yeah. Well, she's not here, so I gotta pick on you now.
Yeah, that's what usually happens when we all get together. Some kind of weird dysfunctional shit breaks out.
Oh yeah, shit talking, ball breaking.
Always, man. Always.
I always go back to that camping trip. Where you're like, would you invite all the fucking biggest assholes you know, like one big group?
Yeah, and you did.
Yeah, it was like you, me, Farda, Silbrith. Yeah, we had a bunch of people out there just shit talking. It was a great time though. It was good. Yeah, I need more of that. I need more camp in my life.
Boris is checking in. He says, "Remember yesterday's used to be a strip club late night? Do you remember that?"
No.
He said he watched a chick swallow his friend's bud bottle whole.
Oh my God!
I believe that. I don't remember that though. Yeah, I remember yesterday's, of course.
I don't
and then
remember
it
being
turned
a
into
strip
the millennium or something like that.
The millennial. Millennium. Something like that, yeah.
Millennial. I don't know. Whatever it was. But yeah, that was a cool little place. Now it's sitting there vacant because it used to be Gordon's Tap Room, and it's just kind of sitting.
You said some weird bar names in Utica. Like, He's Not Here.
Mm-hmm. The Dingy Bar.
The Dingy Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Nowheres. You know, you're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Where are you? Nowheres.
Nowheres. Yeah.
I don't know. He's not here.
M&O.
M&O. Yeah.
It's a weird name for a bar. I don't know what that stands for. It's probably initials for the owners.
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah, there's some weird names in the electric company.
Yeah. That was my stoner years.
Actually, it's kind of funny. Like, where you going? The electric company? No, I mean, where you going out to? The electric company.
EC, baby. Hence the name for EC Radio.
Yep.
Got it from EC, which was Chicken's idea, by the way.
Yeah.
That was your idea.
It was.
You're like, I guess if
I fought with you on it for quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, because I didn't really want to carry it over, but, I kind of wanted to end that section of my life, but it's not really ending that section of my life. It's kind of carrying the music over.
Yes.
And you were like, come on, I think that would be great. It would probably draw people in thinking the EC is going to be back. And the EC is kind of back, but it's back in podcast form.
And in the spirit of things. And I understand being a bar owner, like you had to be there 24/7. You had to like deal with your assholes and your staff and worried about people stealing from you and fights and minors and all that shit.
All that crap.
Bands and whatnot. Whereas now, but what you did is you created a family of people that really love hanging out at the EC.
I'm like Charles Manson and shit.
Yeah. But with way more disturbed people.
Believe it or not.
I mean, you've started families being at that bar.
Yeah.
And there's a community. I mean, we have people on here all the time that wish that they could play at the EC, but now they kind of can. We're creating that environment where we're bringing all that energy and all that music and all that love of people that love those bands and stuff. That we gave them a home again, here. So that's what I liked. It's like, let's bring back that community. Because there's such a tight knit group of people.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the bar.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just to say the EC was a bar, it wasn't. It was a family. Like, I could go there any night of the week by myself and still have a ton of great people to talk to and hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
So, and new people.
It was a good bar to go by yourself if you were a part of the circle and stuff. You could go there by yourself.
And that circle was huge.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a little small nitpick, a group of people. It was a big family.
Yeah.
I mean, as you could tell, the people on the last day and that shot that you took, what bar is doing that right now?
That's the other thing I want to say, too. And we're talking about EC. We get a little sentimental here, but there is no other bar in the world that went out like we did.
No.
Usually when bars go out, they're like, okay, we're done. Boom, you don't hear anything from them. Not us. We made an announcement. In fact, we should have closed 5 years prior to that because the last month of that bar being open, we killed it. Money-wise, But anyways, no other bar goes out like the way we went out. We went out with a bang. We threw a festival of bands.
That was a great
people
time.
Were in and out all day. We had an auction. We auctioned off all the art that was hanging up on the walls and a whole bunch of things, neon lights, and we auctioned off everything just to get rid of everything.
The documentary too.
And the documentary was made about us.
Was it Last Days or Last Call?
Last Call at the EC. You can find it on Vimeo.
Great job.
Ryan Miller did it, a good friend of ours who has been on the show before.
Ryan Miller and Jeff Storm, right?
Jeff Storm did it as well too. Both of them have been on.
And we were both on. I remember right before.
Oh yeah, you were on it too.
Yeah, I remember right before you went on. You're like, I don't know what to talk about. I'm like, dude, talk about this, and this. I gave you like 10 different. Oh yeah. But it was all shit I was gonna talk about. So I'm like, oh crap. Yeah. Now I gotta think of something.
Yeah, I just kind of followed along with them, and they were asking questions. But
it was a great video, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's in 2 parts, and you can find it on Vimeo. So if anybody wants to check it out,
I think we should post on an EC radio page.
Yeah, we will actually. That's a good idea. We should.
I mean, those guys. I mean, they did a great job, and it needs to be seen more. And
yeah,
and like for people out there, like guys out there in different states that haven't experienced the electric company, it'll give you an idea of what we're talking about. You know, the amount of bands and the love and the shit went into this place.
Yeah.
And you kind of give you a little background of where this all came from. So I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea. We'll post that up probably tonight. I'll post it up tonight.
Cool.
You know, I hate watching it because I see myself as I was a little disgruntled at the time. You know, I know where I was mentally in that time, and like I was partying a lot, and I was, smoking cigarettes and just being bad. You know what I mean? Being bad. And that continued all the way throughout the closings and afterwards too. But I know where I was just like an angry, I can't say young man because I was 37, 38 at the time. I was an angry young man. I was just kind of disgruntled at the time, And
it's your business.
So I was watching that and I just like, I just kind of, it would be different if they were to do that interview now. It'd be a lot different, actually. It'd be a lot different of things that I would say, and it'd be a little less angry, a little less angry. But it was still good. Big ups to Ryan and Jeff for doing that. But a good idea. I will post that video. It's a good idea.
And like, I love this story with Ryan Montbleu, where he's saying that like he first came there and there was only like 3 or 4 people hanging out there, and now this guy's like just blowing up, and everywhere he plays, he sells out. And just saying how he went there and played 3 people there, and you just kept bringing him back.
And it grew because he was so awesome, and then it just became my biggest seller, my best draw. And now he's killing it. He's out there killing it and stuff. The joke between me and him used to be, he used to play for $50 and sleep on my couch. Now I got to pay him $5,000 and get him hotel rooms. but he deserves it. He deserves every freaking penny of it. And I love you, Ryan.
And that's where that's where it came from.
Right.
I mean, where would he be if people like the electric company and I'm sure there's other people along the way that helped him out.
Absolutely.
But
well, he even admits it on that video too. Is like Utica's the very first city that actually took hold of me and they actually showed me some love, and people. And as he kept coming back, it kept on getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the crowd would get And then it used to be like you couldn't get in after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
You'd have to get there early, and it would be all women too.
That was a great thing.
A lot
about
of women that used to come and see Ryan Montbleu.
And then you get guys from like Bellicose and then Modus, and there was so many great bands that would come in and out of there. Autumn Fire.
Yeah, Autumn Fire. A lot of them. We had a Sam Kinninger, and we've had so many great bands. Boris is checking in on the text line. He wants to know if any Albie's opening updates. He says his Twitter drone seen some construction going on over there. He's got a Twitter drone. Albie's. I honestly, Boris, I think what they're doing is they're turning it into an apartment. I don't think it will ever be a bar again. That place.
I don't think they can.
I don't think they can either. I think it's kind of like
been hit too many
zoned
times.
out, if you will, too many times for underage and stuff like that. And fun bar though. Wow, that was
back in the day.
That was a rough bar to hang out at. It really was a rough.
I grew up at Kelly O'Neill's. That was a rough bar. And both of them were pretty bad.
That was the first time I ever hung out with Todd Hunter. We were at Albie's getting into an all-out brawl in the middle of the street one time. We've always been friends ever since. He's on, and he also says he's in the hunt for the infamous Spilka's Neon. He says he sees a hobo cafe there now. There's something going on over there.
I don't know if I want to eat there.
Spilka's, huh?
Oof. That's been a long. I don't think I've ever walked into Spilka's. I don't think it's.
No?
I don't think it's ever been open.
Dude, that place.
Since I've been able to drink, I can't remember if it's ever been open.
Yeah, that was another rough bar.
Yeah.
But it was fun. A lot of bikers. It was a biker bar to hang out at. But they would do blues, and they actually had a lot of bands there, so we used to go in there and check out bands. Excuse me. But
yeah, my Utica bars were pretty much held to like Kelly O'Neill's and then like Trips, shit like that.
That's what's cool about these bus tours that Sumner does, because it gets you to these bars, and I'm plugging Jay Sumner right now. It's iloveuticany.com. He does these bus tours around Utica bars, and like you get to go to these bars that you've probably never been to before. Like last year we went on that bus trip, and there was a couple of them. I was like, "Wow, I've never been here before. This is a cool place."
And it gives those bars a shot in the arm, on a Saturday afternoon when they're not expected to do anything, and you get a couple buses come through, then that definitely helps.
In fact, we got to get on that with him. We should do a bus trip with him again. And me and Addie were talking about doing it. She takes over one bus. We'll take, because the last time I hosted the bus trip, she hosted the other one. We had 2 buses, but both buses didn't go to the same spot. One bus went to one spot, one bus went to the other. We met in the middle for lunch, right? But I think that both buses need to go to the spots. Just hopefully the bar owners have enough bartenders and enough staff to accommodate all of us. But I think it would be great if we could do both buses at the same time. It would be great. 100 people coming into a bar. What bar owner wouldn't want that?
Right.
For like an hour, hour and a half at a time. Go to 5-6 different bars for an hour. It's a lot of fun.
Gives you time to go to the bathroom, have a drink, talk to people on the other bus.
Right, exactly. And big ups to Jay Sumner for putting these things together. See, when we did it back last year, you were in the bar for like a half hour, and then all of a sudden they're ringing the bell to get on the bus to go to the next stop. I'm like, we need more time. There was some times where I didn't even get a drink.
Yeah.
Because I know too many people, and everybody wants to talk.
And bar owners love that when you're hogging up their bar and you're not even drinking.
Plus, I know all the bar owners, too. They all want to talk to me. And, like, hey, Z, what's going on? Blah, 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 catch up a little bit. They're all friends of mine and stuff. And I didn't have time to get a drink. By the time I got a drink, they're ringing the bell. I'm like, I got a full beer right now. Why, we got to leave right now? But him stretching out the time in each bar, huge. So we got to work with that and get some.
On-air meeting, somebody's going to steal it.
It's too late. They can have that one. We've already talked to him about it anyway, so yeah. Chicken, I think we could close it up a little early today, man. I got to go to work today. Got to hit it up and do some things. Tomorrow, we're doing some laugh yoga tomorrow.
Laugh yoga?
Yeah, we're laughing yoga.
Want to talk about the party again?
We want to talk about the party as we close out the show. Go ahead, Chicken. Do your announcer voice. Let's hear it.
You want to do my announcer voice? Nah, I'm just going to say December 27th, Cavallo's on the deck. We have Joe Driscoll. We have Ease Beats in.
Biz.
$2 for $5 bottles and drafts. $20 includes the buffet. We got what is it, body painting? Angela's gonna do a little body painting.
The whole crew's gonna be there.
What's
Visions by Keith.
Yes, I always forget the. I know Keith, but
Readings from Above. In fact, I got to reach out to him too. And
Ease Beats and Biz are going to be there. We're going to be there. Tommy Drama's going to be there. Adeline's going to be there. We're going to have the whole crew there, guys. And it's brought to you by State Train Trivia, Cavallo's, Coors Light, and Comedy Central New York. Be there, and $20 to get in. You can buy them right online, right on DisruptionNetworks.com.
A lot of food, a lot of fun, a lot of activities that we're going to be providing for you and us too on January 27th at Cavallo's. I'm looking forward to doing this, man. I can't believe it's been a year.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. What a year, man. What a great year it's been.
This has been crazy.
We've done a lot of things in this short amount of time.
And we're going to have our year in review playing while we're there.
The whole time.
The whole time.
the whole 12-minute picture slideshow.
We'll put on mute so you don't have to hear that god-awful music.
I don't blame you. My fault.
But it was cool. It shows everything that we started from and all the things that we've done from St. Patty's Day to mow down to Boilermaker.
To destroying this room and making a bigger studio.
Exactly.
A whole bunch of stuff. So.
Yep.
It's been a great year, Chicken. And, we were talking last night through text messaging, and, we are not those guys sitting around the table going, I wish we'd done this, I wish we'd done that. We actually got up and did it.
Yep.
So big ups to you.
Big ups to you, too, brother.
And for, doing the whole motivation and having the thing and actually doing it. Mm-hmm. We're actually doing this.
People talk, one day I'm going to do this, and one day I'm going to do that. And, it was my time in my life to say, you know what, I'm going to stop talking about wanting to do something, and I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
And once we started this, I jumped in the gym, and I'm like, so fuck it. I keep the two things I kept pushing off. Oh, one day. Fuck it, I got to do it.
Yeah. And this is something you and I have been talking about for a long, long time, man. And in fact, goes back 10 years. We're talking about doing our own radio station or something like that. But not, the podcasting is where it's at these days.
Right.
Everybody's got a podcast.
And it's great now. When we first started this, and I was out there hitting the streets, people were like, what are you doing? What is this? What's a podcast? And now we got people coming in going, oh, my God, this is fucking great. Mm-hmm. This is awesome. And that makes us feel makes me feel like we're doing the right thing here.
Yeah, we are. I'll mention this next week when it happens. I was going to say something, but yeah, man, yeah. It's been a fun year.
And then, we talk about all the time all the great people we met, and I'm just looking forward to meeting those new people.
Right, me too.
You know what I mean? Who's the next Adeline? Who's the next Frank? And who's the next
Who's your favorite friend of 2018?
It was probably
2017 was Gabe. You said,
yeah.
But I'm talking, next year you can make that, that call.
I'm gonna figure out who's the next one up. Who's that? Who's that next person that's gonna come out of the blue and be like, oh man, this is a cool motherfucker.
That's what I love is meeting all these new people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I agree, man. We've met a lot of cool people along the way, and continue to meet more, and continue with success and.
Talk shit to Raz all the way down to Florida, people we don't even know.
Absolutely. It was a great conversation with Raz yesterday on his show.
Dogging on Utica
Dogging
pizza.
on pizza, but so what? I mean,
but you know, the fact that he's down there in Florida talking to another guy in Guatemala talking about Utica pizza because of the EC Radio and Disruption Networks.
Yeah.
That's how they know about Utica pizza. Exactly. At least they know.
We're bringing Utica on the map, baby. We're doing it. Whether we like you or not, we're still doing it. You love to hate it, hate to love it type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Your city.
Yep. Only we can pick on it.
Yeah, only we can. Absolutely. I told Rad, I'm like, those are fighting words, man.
As soon as he said something about the pizza, we're like, yo, we're calling in right now. We were all gung-ho.
But they got to understand, too, it's like there's so many different styles of pizza you could get in this town. It's not just the tomato pie, but the tomato pie and the Yoskinite style, the only place you could get.
And the best was when, like, Todd was running around doing all this shit. And then all of a sudden he hears that he jumps on the mic. And he's like, and Todd never stops working. And he was fired up, man. Don't pick on our pizza.
That's funny. Good stuff, man. Tomorrow, Laugh Yoga and Gaffney. Hopefully, Gaffney will come in and hang out with us tomorrow.
Yes,
probably.
And he will be on the D-line tomorrow.
Talking a bunch of sports, and the D-line will be in full effect tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And
back in the new studio.
Yep, back in the new studio, finally. Yeah, it looks good in here.
Good job.
You too, bud. You too.
I just pick things up and put them down.
Yeah, that's what you're good for. We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
We are a generation of lost masculinity, and we got to start getting it back. No matter if you're straight or gay, no matter if you stick it in the front or you stick it in the rear, for the love of our sons, we've got to stick it in there like a man.